After beating Felix Hernandez to begin this West Coast road trip, your Rangers picked up right where they left off as a tough road team. Joe Saunders makes his start tonight here at Safeco Field, a place where he's had tremendous career success. From Seattle, Washington, your Rangers meet the Mariners next on Fox Sports Southwest. Texas Rangers baseball is presented by AT&T UVerse TV. Now from the Pacific Northwest, Safeco Field in Seattle, a cool and cloudy night, but your Rangers looking to heat things up in Game 2 of this three-game set against the Seattle Mariners. And welcome in, everyone, along with Tom Green, Steve Busby. Glad you can join us for this Saturday night of Ranger baseball. And the Rangers think they have an ace up their sleeve, a guy that's very familiar with the confines here at Safeco Field and has pitched very well here, and that is former Mariner Joe Saunders.
Yeah, Joe's got a lot going for him right now, Buzz. I think he's feeling really good. He says his body and his arm feel as good right now as they have over the last couple of years. He's making good progress, still throwing a lot of pitches, but each start has been a little bit better than the last one. If you look what he's done at Safeco Field, he's had 9 starts. He hasn't lost. He's 6-0 with a great ERA, a great opponent's batting average. The Mariners are having some problems scoring right now. Joe's throwing the ball well, and he loves to pitch in this ballpark. So a lot of things going the Rangers' way, at least before the game starts.
Sure. Well, and Joe Saunders would love to get these guys swinging early in the count. That plays right into his hands, and if he does that, he can get things done in a big hurry here tonight. Adrian Beltre and company looking to make it 2 in a row over the Mariners. We'll be back with more at Safeco Field right after this. Your Texas Ford dealers. Take the EcoBoost Challenge to see why Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T UVerse TV. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. by the all-new Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity, and by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Well, a cloudy and cool evening here. The roof is open, though, at Safeco. No threat of rain in the immediate future. The Rangers going to try to make it 2 in a row over Seattle after blanking them last night 1-0. Before we get things underway, let's head down to the field. John Radigan is standing by. John?
Yeah, Buzz, and I must admit I'm feeling just a little bit of drizzle, even though you're right about the forecast. And last night was such an exciting win for the Rangers to win it in the 9th inning, to beat King Felix. It was the great game. Elvis Andrus was right in the middle of all of it in the 9th inning, and I asked him today, is there any chance the excitement from last night can carry over to today?
You always turn the page. I think that today's a different game, different guy, and mentality have to be the same or better. We have to continue to keep playing baseball. We knew that we still have a lot of baseball ahead of us, and we have to stay together, especially with what happened already in the year. So I feel everything, feeling good. The team chemistry in the team is getting better and better every single day, and hopefully we can stay all healthy.
Team getting better and better, drizzle getting steadier and steadier, and we might just see how long it takes to close this baby tonight, guys. For now, though, let us take you to break. We've got the lineups and the first pitch coming your way. It's Game 2 of the Mariners and the Rangers on Fox Sports Southwest right after this.
There is just a little bit of a light drizzle falling. Well, before we get things going here, I'd like to remind you that in tonight's game, we're participating in the Home Run Challenge, and every home run hit tonight raises $14,000 for prostate cancer research. And you can make a pledge by going online to homerunchallenege.org. So far, $1,233,000 has been raised through your pledges. Well, Leonis Martin getting ready to lead things off here tonight. Let's take a look at the entire Southwest Airlines Texas Rangers batting order this evening. Leonis Martin is indeed leading off. He is playing center field. He's followed by the DH tonight. That's Elvis Andrus. Shin-Soo Choo in left field bats third. Then it's Adrian Beltre, followed by Alex Rios, who plays right. Brad Snyder hits sixth, plays first base. Robinson Chirinos is catching. Luis Sardinas gets the start at short. He bats eighth. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Rugnet Odor.
And we'll look at our Sonic scouting report for Erasmo Ramirez. 1-4, an ERA close to 6. He's had 8 starts this season. He's been up and down several times. 9 home runs and 37 2/3. He's had 1 start. That was in Texas. In that start, he went 2 innings, gave up 6 hits and 5 runs. Had to throw a lot of pitches that day. He's been plagued by the home run for sure. Also, his control has gotten steadily worse since his rookie season in 2012. It's gone from 1.8 per 9 innings to 3.2 last year per 9 innings, and this year it's about 4.5 walks per 9 innings. So the walks combined with the home runs, big reason why his ERA and his win losses aren't exactly where he'd like them to be right now.
Well, Ramirez set to go to work. The first pitch of the ball game tonight is a fastball for strike 1. And remember that forecast I told you about the rain staying out of the way? Forget it. They're
kind of a mist.
Closing the roof. They're going to have this thing closed up here and buttoned up in about 15 minutes or so. One of the marvels of the Great Northwest, this movable carport roof over Safeco Field, and it gets the job done very quickly. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch high and away. It's 2-1 to Leonys Martin. Leonys, his second start this year as the number 1 hitter in the order. Ron Washington hesitated to put him back up there because of the kind of hitter that Martin is and the success he'd had down in the order. But the Rangers are forced to go in extremes with their batting order beset by injuries. And Leonys ahead of the count now, 3-1, trying to get aboard to start this off. Ramirez back to him and throws a strike. The count is full. Martin trying to get aboard in front of the number 2 hitter in Ron Washington's order. That would be Elvis Andrus. 24-year-old Erasmo Ramirez to the wind. The payoff pitch is high and outside, ball 4. And didn't take long, Tom, for that scouting report to catch up with Ramirez.
Well, the walks have really hurt him. And again, they've gone up every year. They've more than doubled since his rookie year. The other thing he's had a problem with is the first inning. We'll talk more about that after the Mariner defense.
Well, the Mariner defense has Gillespie and Left Jones in center. Romero is in right. Morrison at first. Cano and Bloomquist up the middle. Kyle Seager at third. John Buck is catching tonight for Erasmo Ramirez. Bloomquist getting the start over Brad Miller. Here's Elvis, who has been hot of late, and immediately Ramirez going to work on Leonys Martin at first base. Elvis at 264 and just 1 for 6 in his career against Erasmo Ramirez. Ramirez that letter high set and comes high and tight. It is 1 ball and no strikes, and immediately John Buck going out to try and forestall any problems that Ramirez might have building here.
Well, he definitely has problems in the first inning. Opponents hit .333 against him. He's started 8 games, so he's pitched 8 first innings. 5 walks, 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. His ERA in the first inning is 12.38. So he's walked too many, he's given up too many home runs, and a lot of it has happened in the first inning.
1 ball, no strikes. Ramirez a check at first. There goes the runner. The pitch is popped up. Foul territory. That is going to be just over the first base dugout of the Mariners, backing out of play. So it's like the hit and run was on. Either that or Elvis just saw a pitch he felt he could hit that way.
Yeah, it looked like a hit and run, Buzz, the way he swung at the pitch. It was a little bit out of the strike zone. I think if it was a hit and run, Wash is just saying, hey, he's got to throw a fastball. He has to throw a strike. It didn't look like he did throw a strike. It looked like it might have been a pitch that was up and away a little bit.
Well, the count is 1-1 as Buck takes a look into the Mariner dugout on the first base side, see if there might be something in the works as far as pitch outs. You know, looking back at that game that Ramirez started against the Rangers on the 17th of April this year, gave up 3 runs in the first inning, and it all got started by Elvis Andrus' double. Then the big hits, Kevin Kuzminoff, playing at that time, had an RBI double, and Mitch Moreland had a 2-run single. Gave up 1 in the second, and then another one in the third, and he was out of the ball game. And he has fallen behind here, 2 balls and a strike to Elvis.
He's got a 2-1 count. He's thrown 3 balls to Elvis. He's definitely struggling to throw a strike right now.
Well, Willie Bloomquist, the veteran infielder, in to talk to Ramirez. They're going to have everybody come in and say something and try and pump up his spirits a little bit. Just take their turns. Ramirez trying to take that deep breath and exhale slowly. He's ready to go now. 2 balls and a strike. There goes the runner, and the pitch is fouled away. Again, looked like a hit and run opportunity. Elvis saw Bloomquist covering the bag, so he tried to pull that ball into the shortstop hole and chopped it foul. The count goes 2-2. Elvis, a couple of hits last night and a couple of stolen bases in that 9th inning. He singled with 1 out against Felix Hernandez, stole second, and then with 1 out and a full count on Shin-Soo Choo, he swiped third, and that set up the only run of the game. Pitch swung on, missed. The throw to second is late. And Leonis Martin with the stolen base for the strikeout of Elvis Andrus for the first out of the inning.
Looks like he's going to have a hard time keeping Leonis from stealing bases tonight. Hopefully Leonis gets on every time. He stole that one pretty easy. Did come back to get the strikeout of Elvis, though. He's got pretty good movement on his sinker. Not a hard thrower, but he has excellent movement. The ball will tail in and down to a right-hand hitter. That ball really tailed in and down to Elvis.
14 stolen bases in 19 attempts for Leonis Martin. And again, John Buck out to talk with Erasmo Ramirez. Shin-Soo Choo is the hitter. And now Lloyd McClendon is coming out. He's going to talk to second base umpire apparently about that call at second on the stolen base. Not sure we had a real good look as to why it could have been called, but in any event, Jerry Davis, the crew chief and second base umpire, going over along with Alfonso Marquez, the home plate umpire. So Lloyd McClendon asking for a review of this play, throwing out the challenge.
That's about as late as we've seen a manager come out to challenge it.
Yeah, pretty much. And I would imagine that's why John Buck went out there and got Ramirez off the mound to talk to him so that he wouldn't get up there and get his foot on their rubber. That's the defining moment for a challenge once the pitcher does that.
That didn't even look close.
No, I didn't think so, but I think that what they're saying is
he came off the bag.
He came off the bag as he was sliding by, as Cano kept the tag on him.
I don't think Cano ever touched him.
You know what we're seeing now, and here's the angle that the folks here at the ballpark saw, is as the right foot comes off the bag, right there, the tag on the helmet, and I think what they're saying is at that particular moment when that tag was applied, that nothing was touching the bag. Hard to tell.
There's no way they're getting that call.
And finished with now, and they're going to call him out. So the replay command center in New York said, yep, he's out. The call is overturned, and Leonis Martin caught stealing.
One thing I've come to the conclusion, Buzz, I would not make a good umpire, nor would I make a very good replay umpire.
Ron Washington out there to talk to Alfonso Marquez, the home plate umpire. I would imagine what Wash is talking about is where the game was at the time that Lloyd McClendon came out there. And Alfonso Marquez now is going to ask Jerry Davis. That's the only thing that Wash could be bringing up right now, because if he were talking about the call itself, he'd automatically be thrown out of the ballgame.
If he touched him in the head, he touched him in the head for just a split second, because at the end his glove wasn't anywhere near him. And I don't know how you can tell that he touched him in the head while he was off the base for a millisecond. Must have pretty good eyes to make that call.
Well, the point cleared up, and that had to be about the length of time it took McClendon to get out of the dugout to make that appeal. And again, there's the play, and that was ruled, the call was ruled overturned in New York.
I don't think you can tell that he's touching his head. you can't tell if his back foot is touching the bag right there. It's in back of the bag. Is he touching the bag? Man, that doesn't look like conclusive evidence to me.
Oh, 2 outs now. Bases empty. Shin-Soo Choo takes high and tight for ball 1. Choo back up over the 260 mark. 262 with 6 home runs and 23 driven in. The off-speed pitch evens the count and a ball and a strike. Choo 3 hits in his last 7 trips to the plate. That followed that horrendous 1 for 27. 2-1 now. Choo in that 9th inning drew a very, very important 1-out walk. That was ahead of the fielder's choice ground out by Adrian Beltre. A swinging strike now. The count is even at 2-2. Choo back where it all began for him. He made his major league debut with the Seattle Mariners. He pulls this one foul outside first. The count remains even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Choo starting his career with Seattle, went to Cleveland, then Cincinnati, and now with the Rangers. Ramirez with another 2-2. Another foul ball. Shin-Soo last night, along with that walk, 1 for 3 in that ball game. Ramirez back to the plate. This is in tight, and the count has gone full. Erasmo Ramirez having a little trouble here in the first inning, having thrown already 18 pitches. And he has a full count to Shin-Soo Choo. Choo trying to extend this inning for Adrian Beltre. Payoff pitch, inside, ball 4. So second walk of the inning.
I think if all 3 hitters went up without a bat, all 3 of them would have walked.
Here's Adrian Beltre. That his 5-game hitting streak snapped last night. Took it 0 for 4. But he had the all-important only RBI in that ball game. 2 out of 5 in his career against Ramirez. Beltre at .317 with the average, has Choo at first and 2 outs in the first. Pitch inside for ball 1. Adrian, his last 10 ball games. An outstanding last 10 games here. .326 average. That's in the dirt. Buck, a nice job of playing that skipping hop. 2 balls, no strikes. Adrian throwing his hands up in the air. It looked like he was giving up. Choo the lead from first. Ramirez checks him. And Beltre rockets one foul outside third. And the count goes to 2-1. Rangers come into the play tonight 7 games behind the division leading Athletics. Rangers a game under 500 now. 33 and 34 in 4th place in the AL West. The Mariners 1 game in front of the Rangers tonight. They are just the reverse, 34 and 33. 2-1 pitch. That changeup comes back to the inside corner. Adrian was getting out of dodge, and the ball caught the corner of the plate. During June, Beltre, the 5th best batting average in the American League.
They're arguing that the first pitch was a strike. They put a ball up on the board. I thought he called it a strike too, which would mean that last pitch would have been strike 3. The first pitch was a ball on the scoreboard.
I thought that's what he called it behind the plate too.
I'm not sure. It looked like a pretty good pitch. Not something that's reviewable, right?
That is, yeah, for the count. Just it all depends on what Alfonso Marquez called the pitch.
Well, they're going.
Jerry Davis getting an earful from John Buck.
They're going to go review it.
Go look at it.
I think he called it a strike.
Yeah. More hookups with the replay command center back in New York. We're going to take a look here and see exactly which pitches were thrown and what they were called.
It's a tough call for the hitter. If the first pitch, in fact, was a strike, and the hitter goes through the hole at bat thinking it's a ball, and he takes the last pitch thinking it's strike two, that's a tough way to get called out on strikes.
It is. Jerry Davis, Alfonso Marquez. Alfonso Marquez, of course, on your left. He's the home plate umpire. Jerry Davis, the crew chief, and they are listening to the replay command center in New York, who is reviewing the 5 pitches that have been thrown. And we'll see what they come up with. And it looked like, if you can read Jerry Davis's lips, you said first pitch, and he said yes. And I think that was the one that's in dispute.
Okay, here's the first pitch.
I mean,
no, he called it a ball.
Yeah,
that's definitely not strike 3. They might have thought it was a strike, but evidently he called it a ball.
2-2. Okay, that's the official word. Umpires getting the review just to clarify that situation as John Buck and Robinson Cano came in and brought it to Jerry Davis's attention. And
hey, you got the call on the first one. You might as well try that one too.
All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jew at first base.
I'm trying to find the 2 strikes. Oh, he swung at one of them.
And Beltre hammers that one foul down the left field line. That's well back into the seats, out of play.
He's lucky both those off-speed pitches have been far enough inside to where Adrian couldn't keep them fair, because he was right on him, especially that last one. That ball was out over the plate instead of 6 inches inside.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be still trotting around the bases right now. But it definitely didn't fool him.
Jew getting his lead as Ramirez sets. Another 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Went up with a fastball. Beltre couldn't catch up, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, a couple of walks, 1 man left after a half inning. Rangers nothing. Mariners coming up. Reviews and nothing else going for the Rangers. They left the man aboard on a couple of walks. Here's a look at the Mariners batting order tonight. That will face Joe Saunders. James Jones, the center fielder, leads off. Cole Gillespie is next, and it's Robinson Cano, the number 3 hitter. Jesus Montero, his first start this year at the DH spot. Logan Morrison bats 5th. The catcher is John Buck. Kyle Seager at third, bats 7. Hitting 8, playing right field, Stephen Romero, and then Willie Bloomquist, the shortstop, bats 9th.
And we'll check the Sonic scouting report for Joe. 4 starts this year. He's 0-2, but his ERA is pretty solid, giving up 2 or fewer runs in all 3 starts since he came back from the disabled list. And as we mentioned earlier, he's done very well against the Mariners. He's had 15 career starts. He's 8-1 with a very good ERA, and he's 6-0 in this ballpark.
Well, James Jones, who was shut out at the plate last night, leads things off, takes a strike. And Joe Saunders pops in a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. It is 0-1. Jones at .278, no home runs, 6 RBI. Left-handed hitter. He takes that breaking ball a little bit wide. Saunders last year a 9-game winner with these Mariners. Into the wind, the 1-1 pitch. 1-2.
Well, if we keep that breaking ball right there to the left-hand hitters, they're going to have a tough time. That was a very well-located pitch to Jones.
Saunders' next pitch. Pulled on the ground, and nice play by Snyder. Underhand to Saunders, and he couldn't hold on to it. And Jones is aboard. Well, a feed that was down by the knees of Joe Saunders. Couldn't quite hang on, the veteran left-hander, there in time, but could not make the catch and the tag of the bag.
That was a nice try by Brad. He makes a very nice pickup. And then the feed is a little low. Looked like it handcuffed Joe. He got his glove on it, but couldn't squeeze it. The ideal throw is maybe a foot higher than that, right around chest level. Makes it a little bit easier to accomplish the catch and the tag. You can see Joe trying to pick up the bag, and to do that, he might have taken his eye off the ball a little bit.
So it's going to be an error on Joe Saunders. The error charged to the pitcher on that play. 1 on, nobody out. Of course, Jones at first with very good speed. Cole Gillespie, the left fielder, is the batter. Ball 1 outside. Gillespie, a .291 hitter with a home run and 4 driven in. Rangers play him straight away in the infield. Both Odor and Sardinas up the middle, and they are in a couple of steps at double play depth. And a ground ball back to Saunders. The second they get one. A return in time. A 1-6-3 double play. Just exactly what Joe Saunders was looking for. Now let's take a look at the Rangers defense. The rest of it is delivered to you by the New Braunfels Convention and Visitors Bureau. Outfield tonight, Chu, Martin, and Rios left, center, and right. You saw Snyder at first, and you just saw Odor and Sardinas up the middle. Adrian Beltre at third, Robinson Chirinos catching. And Joe Saunders on the mound after that double play. He now has the bases empty with 2 out for Robinson Cano. Well, the Rangers, that is the 65th double play they have turned this year. Cano showing a bunt. It takes strike 1.
A nice calm throw by Joe, an accurate throw to Sardinas, who comes across the bag with a strong throw to turn what turned out to be a simple play, erase that error.
Cano now second in the American League batting race by just a couple of tenths percentage points to Alex Rios. Cano hitting .328.2 or 0, I should say, and Rios hitting .328.2. Alex, of course, will be leading off the Rangers' second. Pitch low and inside.
Rangers really handled Cano well in last night's game. Nick Tepish struck him out a couple of times, got him on a little tapper back to the mound, and then Joaquim Soria came in and got the last out of the game on a little tapper back to the mound.
2-1 pitch from Saunders. Now 2-2. You kind of like to see Robinson Cano when he's swinging the bat the way he is right now. That could all change in a heartbeat, but he hasn't so far in this series looked like the same Robinson Cano we saw earlier down in Texas.
Hey, you definitely like to see him bat with nobody on base.
Yep.
He's their big threat. Seager actually leads the team in home runs and RBIs. But Cano's the one you'd at least like to see up there with men on base.
It would be kind of a toss-up, though, if we were down at Globe Life Park with Seager and Cano. The way Seager hits down there.
That's true. He had the big home run here off Ogando to win a game.
Yeah. Cano back in there, and Saunders reading the signs. Now time called. Joe back up there on top and nods yes. The 2-2 pitch. Chopped on the right side. Two-hopper to Rougned Odor, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, an error, but that was taken care of on the double play. We're going to the second. Rangers nothing, Mariners nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. And honoring Ambassador Tom Schieffer at the Dr. Pepper Texas Rangers Hall of Fame luncheon. That's coming up on August the 22nd at the Arlington Convention Center. And you can hear his stories about the construction of Globe Life Park and the behind-the-scenes stories from his years with the Rangers. To purchase tickets, visit TexasRangers.com/Hall of Fame. Second inning, Alex Rios leading off against Erasmo Ramirez, and he takes strike one. Alex, 328, 3 home runs, 32 driven in. Rip and a miss at the off-speed pitch. He's down in the count now, 0-2. Rios 1 for 4 in last night's ball game. You can see the last 9 games over 400 for the average. Cues that one foul back to the screen. And the count remains 0-2. Alex Rios has always enjoyed hitting in this ballpark, in particular a .313 career average at Safeco Field. 1-2 now. And like a couple of his Ranger teammates, Rios hitting very well on the road this year. He's 5th in the American League. Got him on the fist, and into the hole goes Bloomquist. Long throw in time. 1 gone.
Now, Bloomquist is one of those guys. He can play anywhere, and he plays pretty well every time he plays shortstop. And he's played shortstop, third base, second base, left field. He even played 5 games at first base this year. He's one of those guys. As long as he's healthy and moving around, he's always going to have a job, because managers with only 4 extra men nowadays in the American League, they love a guy that can play a number of different positions. He's been doing it pretty well for a long time now.
1 away, here's Brad Snyder. Rip Up and a miss of the breaking ball. Snyder 1 for 9 now. This is fourth start with the Rangers. Called up this past week from Round Rock, AAA. You can see the .284 average he had. He was second in the Pacific Coast League with those 18 home runs. That pitch high and away. That evens the count now at 1-1. 51 RBI for the veteran left-handed hitter. 1-2. Only major league experience Brad Snyder had prior to this year was with the Chicago Cubs back in bits of 2010 and 11. Ramirez next pitch. That will even the count now at 2-2. Brad Snyder, an outfielder by trade, but had kind of a crash course down at Round Rock on first base. Had a couple of starts there at first and came up, and he's had tutorials every day on not only the finer points of work around the bag at first, but where you're supposed to be on cutoffs and relays and bunt defenses. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, with 1 out, Snyder trying to get aboard. Robinson Chirinos, the Ranger catcher, is waiting to be next. Payoff pitch on the way. High ball 4. And Erasmo Ramirez, the 3rd walk in the first 6 hitters that he's had tonight.
Yeah, and he actually could have walked Elvis. He threw some pitches out of the strike zone. One was on a hit and run. Threw a lot of changeups. That was a changeup, the 3-2 pitch to Snyder. Way out of the strike zone. Well, he's thrown 37 pitches, 20 strikes, and 17 balls so far.
Here's Chirinos, 226 the average, 4 home runs, and 15 driven in. Robinson last night 0 for 2, although he did have a sacrifice bunt. Takes a knee-high strike, a tailing fastball. It is 0-1. Robinson just 2 out of his last 12 times at the plate, but get back over the last 10 games and he's hit over 300. And he lines this one to right center. That is down, and it's in the alley. Snyder at second. He's being waved around third. Here comes the throw. It is in time, and they got it. Brad Snyder trying to score all the way from first, and he was shot down on a good relay throw from Robinson, from Cano.
If you're going to throw the ball off the plate on one side or the other, obviously if you throw it on the third base side, the catcher has a chance to make the tag. You throw it on the first base side and the catcher doesn't. But the ball looked like it was going to get to the wall, but it's cut off by Romero, who makes a good throw to the cutoff man. Cano's throw is up the line, but it's in time, and Buck gets the shoulder before Snyder can get down.
So 9-4-2 on the out at home with 2 outs now, with Chirinos at second base after the double. Luis Sardinas takes low and inside for ball 1. The Rangers trying to make something happen. That was their first hit, by the way. They've had 3 walks and that double and have yet to score. Sardinas, a switch hitter up there from the left side against the right-hander. Takes low and outside, 2-0. Luis, a .304 hitter as he stands at the plate. Been a .500 hitter in his last dozen at bats. 6 hits over that time. Chirinos at second with 2 outs. Good changeup. 2-1. Ramirez a long look into John Buck. And now Buck asking for time. I don't think John Buck was really sure what he had just requested from Ramirez to throw. the 2-1 is on the way. 2-2. Back-to-back changeup.
He's thrown a lot of changeups. Pretty good changeup. Not really commanding his fastball all that well. But the changeup is giving him something he can go to give a better chance to get out of the inning. That and a nice relay throw.
Ramirez nods in agreement, a check of second. The 2-2 pitch. Pulled to first base, and a nice pickup down there by Morrison. He will take it to the bag himself, and that'll do it. Now the Rangers get a walk and a double. They get a man thrown out at the plate. And we finish 1.5, no score, Rangers and Mariners. Tweet your photo for a chance to have it shown on our upcoming broadcast. That's all thanks to the good folks at AT&T. Use hashtag Southwest Fan Photo, and your photo might be selected to be aired during the season. One of our upcoming broadcasts will have tonight's fan photo a little bit later on in the contest for you. Now, Joe Saunders back to the mound. He will work now to the middle third of the Seattle order here in the second inning. Jesus Montero, Logan Morrison, and John Buck. Scoreless ball game. The first pitch to Montero is high and outside for ball one. Montero was called up 2 days ago from AAA. And, Michael Saunders went on the disabled list. The Mariners found themselves down by a couple of hitters. They summoned Montero. He had not seen action at the big leagues this year. Last year, a disappointing season for the young catcher turned DH/first baseman.
I don't think they were real happy with Montero last year. Played in 135 games the year before and looked pretty promising. He was a key part of a trade where they traded Michael Pineda to the Yankees, looking for a middle of the order guy. There's Jack Zarinsek, the general manager for the Mariners, and they expected a lot from this kid, but he was overweight last year, underperformed. They sent him to the minor leagues quickly.
And he's out on a little broken bat roller down to Brad Snyder. Snyder and Saunders getting together correctly on this one. And that is out number one. Yeah, there was a comment, and I believe Jack Zarinsek made it during spring training. He said when he was asked about Montero by some local reporters, he said, "We have no expectations for Jesus Montero whatsoever."
Yeah, and I think they were pretty much says it all right there. They were fed up with it. You know, when a young player doesn't have enough pride to get in shape to play the game, then I think an organization certainly has it within their rights to be disenchanted with that player and send him to the minor leagues and say you don't expect anything till the guy gets in shape and proves that he belongs there. When you have that sense of entitlement after a rookie season, that's not exactly what an organization's looking for.
Morrison gives it a pretty good ride to left field, but heavy air and ball not carrying all that well. Easy play for Shin-Soo Choo. That is out number 2.
Morrison hit a ball like that last night to right center field the first time up that looked like it might have a chance, but died in front of the warning track. So it'll go, but it takes more than a high fly ball to get it out here. Unless you hit it right down the line, maybe. But
yeah.
In the gaps to center field, you've got to really drive the ball to get it out of here. Nighttime, anyway.
Here's the catcher, John Buck. Buck hitting .241. Saunders' first pitch is in at the knee. Strike 1. Buck, a home run and 4 RBI. He's playing not only backup but part-time mentor to Mike Zunino, the fine young catcher of the Mariners. Buck has been through the grind of the big leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike. Saunders back to it. Now 2-1. This is the 17th game this year that John Buck has started. This is 15th starting at catcher. Fouls that one hard, but out of play down the right side. And the count evens at 2-2. Seattle signed John Buck this past January. Brought him in as insurance and helping Mike Zunino perfect his craft. Saunders to the wide, the 2-2 offering. Call strike 3. Oh, he painted the inside corner, and John Buck left window shopping on that one. 3 up, 3 down for Joe Saunders. We finished 2. Rangers nothing, Mariners nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Follow every Rangers game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins and instant replay, scores, stats, audio, a free MLB.tv game of the day, and a lot more. Download at the App Store or visit TexasRangers.com today. Well, a cool evening under the big top here at Safeco Field in Seattle. Rangers and the Mariners scoreless as we head to the third inning in front of a nice crowd on hand this Saturday night here in Seattle. Rougned Odor, the number 9 hitter in the Rangers lineup to lead things off. And then back to the top of the order. First ball swinging, Odor skies one to left field. Easy play for Cole Gillespie. A 1 pitch and 1 away. And now Leonys Martin coming up. Let's take time here for a Mazda game break with Aaron Hardigan. Aaron? All right, Aaron, thank you. There's Leonys Martin, who drew a walk his first time up there. He takes a fastball in at the knees for strike 1. Leonys a walk and then was cut down trying to steal second. Initially ruled safe, but ruled out. That call overturned on appeal. A rip and a miss at the changeup. 0-2. So instead of Leonys having his 14th stolen base, he had his 6th caught stealing. Ramirez, next pitch. The fastball is a little tight. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We mentioned second time this year that Leonys Martin has batted leadoff for the Rangers. Saw that last graphic. Just 1 for his last 16 times to the plate and 2 for his last 18. It covers the last week of play. Ramirez into the wide, the 2-2 pitch. Now a 3-2 count. Very much like the first time up. Leonys Martin able to run that count full. He's trying to get aboard with 1 out. Elvis Andrus is next. Ramirez with 3 walks already. Payoff pitch. That's out of play on the left. Well, Leonys going to get a little bit of stickum for the handle of that bat. Rangers with the only hit in this ballgame. That was a 1-out double last inning. Hit hard but pulled foul outside first. We'll come back and try the 3-2 another time. It was a Robinson Chirinos double with Brad Snyder, the walker, at first base. And Snyder was cut down trying to score for first on that 2-bagger. And Martin pops it up. Shortstop Bloomquist centering himself under the ball, makes the grab. That is out number 2, and that an 8-pitch at bat for Leonys Martin to pop out. Now comes Elvis. Andrus went down swinging the first time up there. He struck out on the 3-2 pitch that eventually saw Leonys Martin ruled out at second base after the appeal. So Elvis 0 for 1. First pitch to him is a slow breaking ball that bends in for strike 1. Elvis now 5 for his last 9 trips to the plate. Last 4 ball games, plus the 1 at bat tonight, he is 7 for 18. 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Ramirez now looks like, in the last few hitters anyway, that he's kind of settled into commanding the strike zone better. Our steel pitch tracker showing you Ramirez working both sides of the plate. Got him swinging.
Same type of a pitch he got him last time. That was a changeup that time, though.
No, 3 up, 3 down this time. First time Ramirez has set the Rangers down in order. After 2.5, no score in Safeco. Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. The street's a little damp around Safeco tonight. And, the roof protecting the playing field from the inclement weather.
That's a big hat that kid's got on.
That is.
He's got a Kevin Mench hat on.
Oh. Got the ears tucked in. Oh, that's a good look. Bottom third of the Mariner order now to face Joe Saunders. Kyle Seager to start things off. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball that hits the inside corner for strike one.
Yeah, Joe had a start kind of like this in his last start. Quick first couple of innings. He only threw 21 pitches in the first 2 innings. Faced 6 batters, got the benefit of a double play. And that last fastball that he struck John Buck out with was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. So he continues to show good life on his fastball. And then just a matter of continuing to go out there time after time, refine the command with all his pitches. It does seem to be getting better each time out. Hopefully he'll be able to carry this one over late into the ball game.
Good fastball to the outside corner. Seager now down on the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Against the Rangers, as usual for the last several years, Kyle Seager tearing it up again. .325 the average with 3 home runs and 9 driven in. Just off the outside corner. It's now 2-2. Seager back in the box. Saunders to the wide. The pitch fouled away. This is only the 4th at bat that Kyle Seager has had against Joe Saunders. Played behind him all last year, so he's certainly well aware of what the veteran left-hander can do. But he has not faced him all that much. Another 2-2 pitch on the way. Base hit to center field. A good quick swing by the left-handed hitting Seager. And he is aboard with the first Mariner hit of the night, a leadoff single here in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, Joe tried to get the fastball in on him, and again, just like the one that he popped to John Buck, this is 93 miles an hour. I think he wanted to get it a little more inside than that. That one looked like it cut back toward the middle of the plate instead of sink more off the plate inside. But it was a nice swing. Hit it on a good part of the bat. Looking for another double play ball right here now.
Stephen Romero, the right fielder, up there from the right side as Saunders checks first. And misses just a little bit high for ball 1. Romero hitting at .200 with 3 home runs and 10 RBI. Romero, another of the Mariners who has not faced Joe Saunders. Romero in a pretty good slump at the moment, 0 for 12. That pitch misses a bit. It is 2-0. Romero 0 for 2 last night with a strikeout. One on, nobody out. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, a scoreless ball game. Seager a modest lead at first as Saunders checks him. Ball hit well to right center field. Going back, Leonis Martin on the track and makes the catch right up against the wall. Back to first is Kyle Seager. A long out by Stephen Romero. That is 1 away. Well, folks, Tuesday, July 15th, baseball's best together in Minnesota as Derek Jeter takes the field in the last All-Star game of his illustrious career. It promises to be an emotional and unforgettable night. Special coverage begins at 4:30 on Fox Sports 1, followed by the 2014 All-Star Game at 7:30 on Fox. Here's Willie Bloomquist. He takes good fastball in for strike 1. Bloomquist, .253 average. The home run, 10 driven in. And He has not had much success against Joe Saunders in his career. Bloomquist with 14 at-bats and just 1 hit.
Well, the Rangers really play shallow and around toward right field against Bloomquist. He does hit a line drive pretty much right straight back up the middle. It's got a chance to roll a long way. That's about as far over in right center field as you will see a center fielder play a right-hand hitter.
Yep.
Not very deep. Obviously, Chu in left field has pulled around quite a bit. It's kind of a dramatic outfield, shift.
Just off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Seager at first. Led off with a solid base hit to center. After a Romero long fly out, still there is Seager. Ranger infield maybe a step or so around to the right. Pretty good hole on the left side with Beltre about 10 feet off the bag. There goes the runner from first. The throw to second is short hop, and the tag is put down not in time. By the time that Sardinas got the ball in his glove, Seager had slid in safely.
Yeah, it would have been a nice play if he was able to come up with a short hop, because the throw would have been there in time, but it's very difficult to catch that ball on the short hop and make the tag. And the ball is on the ground. You didn't pick it up until after he was on the bag. Nice try.
Yeah, Luis Sardinas trying to kind of sneak that ball in his glove. Maybe Jerry Davis wouldn't notice.
And one of the rare times where Robinson Chirinos doesn't make a very accurate throw to second base. Almost looked like the hitter threw him off just a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it was interference or anything.
And right then, a base hit to left field. Seager had to hold up to make sure the ball went through. And now Bloomquist is going to second, as Shin-Soo Choo just lobbed the ball in from left field to Beltre. Bloomquist rounded first, and he just kept on going, taking advantage of a mistake by Choo.
Yeah, if you're worried about the man at third base and you don't want to throw the ball to second, just run the ball into shortstop. Don't even make a throw. But you have to be a little more decisive than that. Bloomquist is a heads-up player, and he takes a big turn at first base. And as soon as he sees Chu lob the ball in, he's gone to second base. Well, you have to come up and throw it somewhere with a little more authority, or if you want to, just run the ball into shortstop.
So second and third now with 1 out. There is not an error charged on the play, but there is certainly one made, a mental error. And top of the order, Jones a little tapper on the first baseline. They're going to let it roll, but it's going to stay fair. That'll be an infield hit for James Jones. That is the 12th infield hit that the young man has had, and the bases are loaded.
Well, there's nothing Seager could do at third base. If he tried to score, Joe would have picked it up and thrown him out at the plate. I think on that kind of a play, with a really fast runner, you're a little bit reluctant to pick it up and try to make the throw to first base because you don't have a very good angle. And a lot of times that ball will roll foul, but that ball didn't even come close to rolling foul.
Well, if you want to look for the silver lining in that cloud, at least you have a chance for a double play now with the bases full, and Cole Gillespie up there. First pitch inside to him for ball 1. Gillespie grounded into a double play in the first. Hit one right back to Joe Saunders. Saunders would take exactly the same thing right here. Seager, Bloomquist, and Jones. Third, second, and first. The pitch is low. It is 2-0. So Joe really trying to keep that ball down and has not been able to induce Cole Gillespie to swing at it. Our steel pitch tracker showing you how close those pitches were.
Well, he's trying to throw the pitch to get exactly what you're looking for, Buzz, a double play. You have to get it up a little bit, though.
To Beltre, second for 1. The return to first in time. Second time that Gillespie has grounded into a double play. That one around the horn, 5-4-3, and the threat is averted. 2 left for the Mariners. We're going to the fourth. No score.
Field, John Radigan back here with you, and the Rangers and the Mariners playing game 2 of this 3-game set. It's a historic anniversary here because it is 14 years ago. It was on March the 26th, 14 years ago, that the old Kingdome was imploded. It's time for our Coors Light cold, hard facts. And I don't know if we've ever mentioned it on the broadcast, but they actually did implode the Kingdome. It was the largest dome stadium that was ever imploded by volume, and this is another fact you may not have known about it. The Kingdome was not paid for when they imploded it. In fact, it's still not paid for. They are paying for 2 more years on the Kingdome, which was imploded, as we mentioned, 14 years ago, guys.
What? And they're still trying to clear the dust away.
Hey, it's worth more now than it was back then before it got exploded or imploded.
Blown up.
Before it disappeared in all that rubble and dust.
Jin-Soo Choo starting things off, and he finds himself down in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Choo, Beltre, and Rios, the first 3, to do the swinging against Erasmo Ramirez, who has settled down very nicely. He's retired the last 4 and has Choo down in the count. Jin-Soo drew a walk his first time, and he hits this one hard up the middle. Flagged down by Bloomquist, and he throws out Choo. Pretty fancy play by Willie Bloomquist, the shortstop. 1 gone.
He reached out towards center field to catch that ball. Waited for the hop, watched it all the way.
And now Adrian Beltre comes up. Beltre struck out his first time. That ended the Ranger first inning. And he had a rip and a miss at that slider. It is 0-1. Adrian with the average at .316 on the road. Another Ranger that's having a very good year as he takes strike 2. Adrian now hitting .309 in 28 road games for himself. Remember the Mariners from 2005 through 2009. Ramirez into the wind for the 0-2 pitch. Now 1-2. Beltre has hit safely in 23 of his last 29 games. That covers more than a month now, a calendar month. .383 the average in those 29 games. It's fisted a little bit and grounds to Bloomquist at short. 2 gone. Ramirez able to get that fastball to run in on the fists of Beltre. Now with the bases empty, now Alex Rios will come up.
Now, Ramirez really wasn't pitching that well in the minor leagues. He had 6 starts down there, a losing record and an ERA of 4.55. He does have a good career minor league record, though. 20 games over 500 and an ERA of just about 3.3.
0-1 to Rios. Alex 0 for 1, a ground ball to short as he led off the Rangers' second tonight. Good changeup. 0-2.
He's one of those guys that has the stuff to be successful. He just, by the looks of him, just needs to gain the confidence and the belief in himself that his stuff is good enough to win in the big leagues. It looks like he's got a good changeup, decent slider, fastball with some movement. And he did get through the first inning today. That's been a big problem for him. An ERA over 12 in 8 starts in the first inning. Today the Rangers were unable to score in the first inning. They got a couple of walks in the first inning.
That evens the count now to Alex Rios. Yeah, and since Rangers had Brad Snyder thrown out at the plate in the second, Ramirez has retired every one since then. 6 straight. Until now. That's up the gap. Over to cut it off Jones, and a big turn at first by Rios, and he slams the brakes on. Jones gets it back in quickly.
Yeah, he did. He did that last night, too. Same thing on a ball hit to left center field. A ball that off the bat looked like a double, but he closes on it real quickly and got the ball in. Last night, I think it was Elvis that went back. And Alex with good speed. He's thinking right now with 2 outs, I've got to get to second base. But Jones gets over and gets it back in quickly.
So Alex Rios now 86 hits. That's good for 3rd in the American League for hit total. He is aboard. Always a threat to steal with 2 outs. Brad Snyder, the hitter. 1 ball, no strikes. Snyder drew a walk in the second.
Brad was having a terrific year in AAA at 18 home runs. That was 2nd in the league. 51 RBIs. That was 4th. And he's due to get a good pitch and connect on one. Oh, you were talking about the ball he hit in BP going all the way to the upper deck. I didn't see it.
No, in right field, I had never seen a ball in BP or any other time hit up in the upper deck in right field, as far up in the upper deck as that thing went.
Yeah, it's a long way.
Over the restaurant out there, and clear. Matter of fact, it's so far up there, no seats, nobody's sitting up there. Not even the seagulls. 1 ball and 1 strike to it. That tails down and away, and the count goes to 2-1. Brad, a big, tall, lanky guy at 6'4", and he gets pretty good leverage when he gets that bat going from the left side. Rios at first, trying to read Ramirez, see if he can get a jump on it. Ramirez now up over 70 pitches, 74 with the next offering. Has 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Ramirez set. The pitch chop foul. That evens the count at 2-2. Last 23 games, Brad Snyder had it going for the Express down there in Round Rock. 364. It's a pretty good span to have that kind of a number for yourself. Rios again away from first. 2-2 the count. Check swing. It's ball 3. Well, the count is full, and now with 2 outs, Rios able to get a running start at first. Snyder trying to prolong this Ranger 4th inning. Robinson Chirinos would be next. Logan Morrison, the first baseman, now playing behind Rios, so he will not hold him tight to the bag with a left-handed batter up there. Ramirez ready. Rios on the move. Payoff pitch is high, ball 4.
Walked him 2 straight changeups the last time up.
Snyder draws his second straight walk. First and second with 2 outs for Chirinos. That is the 4th walk issued by Erasmo Ramirez. So you go back, he got into a pretty good groove after Chirinos' double in the second. He retired 6 straight. And then kind of fell back into it after Rio's single. Got lost another walk to Brad Snyder. So Ramirez struggling to regain it here against Chirinos, who's 1 for 1. Robinson hitting at .232 as he faces Ramirez with Rios at second and Snyder at first. Goes after the first pitch and lost one to right center field. Easy play over there. Ooh, almost coming together. They do come together, Jones and Romero. And it looked like Jones made the catch, or did Romero? It didn't fall, that's the important thing, and they both got up and they're coming back in. So the out is recorded, and that'll do it for the Rangers. No runs, a hit, 2 left. After 3.5, no score. On Sunday, June 29th, the Rangers finish up a 3-game set with the Twins, and the first 10,000 kids 13 and under receive an Adrian Beltre plastic bat. That's courtesy of tickets.com. It's also Bluebell Ice Cream Sunday, and all kids 13 and under get an ice cream for $1. Get your tickets at texasrangers.com, or you can call 972-RANGERS and reserve your seats. Kids are going to want to get both the bat and some Bluebell on Sunday the 29th. A scoreless ball game as we head to the bottom of inning number 4. It'll be Robinson Cano, Jesus Montero, and Logan Morrison to face Joe Saunders. Saunders had to dance around a bases loaded 1-out jam in the 3rd. Got the double play from Cole Gillespie to get out of the inning. Cano grounded out to second base, his first time up there. He shoots one hard but foul down the left side.
People a little late getting the gloves up down there.
Must not have done their stretching between innings. They were still in the inning break.
All they did is shield the people from behind them from the ball.
Saunders back to the plate. Misses low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cano hitting at .327 now after that ground out, his first time. Joe Saunders reading the signs, goes into the wind. And another chopper to the right side. 2 big hops into the glove of Rougned Odor. 1 gone.
Almost the exact same ground ball he hit last time. A couple of big hops and an easy play for Rougned. Rangers so far doing a good job with Robinson Cano. 0 for 6.
Been able to tie him up pretty well, not letting him have a good hack at the ball.
Hadn't really hit the ball. Boy, he hadn't come close to hitting the ball hard yet.
Well, here's Jesus Montero, who had a broken bat roller out to first. in the second inning. Montero was hitting .270 at the time of his call-up, and he takes strike one. Montero at AAA had 8 home runs, 40 RBI in 59 games. This is a guy that the Mariners, as Tom told you, gave up a lot to the Yankees to get Michael Pineda, the centerpiece of that trade, for Montero. And the Mariners feeling that Montero billed as the next superstar catcher in the American League. Chopped it out to short. Sardinas on to first. So 2 ground balls, 2 outs here in the 4th inning, and Logan Morrison coming up. You're the Mariners, though. I've got to think you're pretty much sick about that trade in particular.
Well, it's one thing. You can't guarantee that someone is going to have a successful career when he's a young prospect. But the one thing you can do is you can certainly hope that he has enough pride to be in shape to play a season. The fans can't hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. They can't make the play in the hole. They can't steal a base. But they can hustle and they can be in shape. And there's not much patience for a player that doesn't get in shape and doesn't give you the effort that you want to see. We're not speaking for ourselves,
right,
but that's pretty much on record. The Mariners are on record of feeling that way about Montero.
And I suppose you could live with it if you misjudge a guy's talent.
Sure.
Say, that guy's going to make it, and all of a sudden you find out he can't play as well as you thought. You can say, okay, we made a bad judgment. But when you trade for a guy, give up a lot for a guy who's supposed to be the next best thing since sliced bread, and you don't get the effort from him to find out, that's really tough to take.
Yeah, and fortunately, 99% of professional athletes don't go about it that way.
Right.
They do take pride in their job, and they are in great shape. The athletes today are in the best shape of professional athletes ever.
Mm-hmm.
But occasionally there's someone that isn't, and it's hard to understand with all that's at stake why they wouldn't be that way. Maybe they get a little complacent. They think the game is easy and they don't have to work quite as hard. But that'll catch up with you if that's your attitude.
Sure will. Meanwhile, Joe Saunders muttering into himself a little bit after that last fastball to Logan Morrison was a little bit high. Now the 2-2 pitch. The count goes full. So Morrison working the count to 3-2. Trying to get aboard here in the 4th with 2 outs. John Buck, the catcher, waits in the on-deck circle. Scoreless ball game. The Mariners with 3 hits tonight. Rangers with 2. Saunders has retired the first 2 here in the 4th inning. Joe just now reaching the 50 pitch mark as he comes back with the payoff. Right back to him. He knocks it down. Plenty of time to pick it up and throw, and almost handcuffed Brad Snyder. And Saunders down on the mound. It looked like the ball came up, got him on the heel of the glove, and might have gone off his body before it dropped down. But he's down on a knee, and the Rangers gathering around him, and Adrian Beltre kind of chuckling to himself. He doesn't want to be around there anymore, so he's going to leave Joe Saunders to Mike Maddox, to Kevin Harmon, Ron Washington, and company. They'll take care of Joe, and he's going to be okay. He'll walk on back to the dugout. Everybody laughing except Joe Saunders. No, we'll go to the 5th inning. Still scoreless in Seattle. schedule for the Rangers. Tomorrow, the last game on this stop at Seattle. Then it's down to Oakland for 3 against the division-leading A's. An off day on Thursday, and they finish up the road trip with 3 in Anaheim against the Angels. Scoreless ball game as Luis Sardinas starts off the Ranger 5th inning by taking strike 1. Sardinas grounded out to first in the 2nd inning. Ramirez's next pitch is laced foul down the third base side, and the count goes to 0-2. Sardinas, Odor, and Martin here in the Ranger 5th. Rangers with 2 hits, the Mariners with 3. Neither team able to push across the run to this point. And a swinging strike 3. Sardinas gone. Third strikeout for Erasmo Ramirez tonight, and that'll bring up Rougned Odor. Now the Rangers kind of let Ramirez off the hook. He tried to get himself in trouble in both the first and the 2nd inning, and Rangers couldn't push across the run. Since then, Ramirez has kind of gotten things back together. Odor, a fly ball to left field on the first pitch that he saw of the ball game. Takes a close look at that tailing fastball for strike 1. Odor at 296 as he bats with the bases empty and 1 out in this 5th inning. Hit hard, but Cano glides to his right and gobbles it up. He is out number 2. So folks, we'd like to invite you to watch Chevy Hometown Kids every Saturday morning. It's on at 10 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Southwest, where it's not about the score, it's about the experience. Two up, 2 away. Leonis Martin 0 for 1 tonight. Takes strike 1. Martin led the ball game off by coaxing a walk from Ramirez, who was thrown out trying to steal second. Last time up, popped out to short. Changeup floats away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Leonis still much better average-wise at home than he is on the road. Takes that one on the inside corner. Martin entered play tonight hitting .209 in the 30 ball games in which he's played on the road. That's as opposed to .323 for a home average. Ramirez to the wide, the 1-2 pitch. Up the middle, that's a base hit. Well, Leonis Martin with his good speed aboard with 2 outs. And it'll bring up Elvis Andrus.
He's definitely going to be going if he gets any kind of a break. He had the last base stolen pretty easily. It was ruled that he was touched as his foot was off the bag. Very close play. But he was on the bag way before the throw. I'm not sure that Ramirez, unless he goes to a glide step, can keep him from doing it again.
Elvis has struck out both times that he has faced Ramirez here tonight. And a toss to first. Easily back, Leonis Martin. Well, Elvis a .262 average. Martin trying to step that lead off and see if he can't get himself in a scoring position. In the dirt, nice stop by John Buck. Boy, Buck, a big guy that really moves around well behind home plate. You can see why the Mariners brought him in to kind of mentor Mike Zunino, who also is a good-sized catcher. One ball, no strikes to Elvis. Leonis reading Ramirez from first. He's on the move. The pitch is high. The throw is late. And this time, Leonis staying on the bag as he slid in.
He had a great jump that time. He had a great jump the first time, too. He was just as safe the first time as he was that time. But evidently his foot came off the bag the first time. This time he's not taking any chances. He slides right straight into the bag and keeps that foot anchored right to the base.
Well, the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Leonys Martin belatedly picking up his 14th steal. He's in scoring position now. And Elvis in a hitter's count. Ramirez to the plate. Ground ball to third. Seager across the diamond, and that will do it. Now the Rangers get a hit and a stolen base, but Martin is left stranded at second. We're halfway through the ballgame. Rangers nothing, Mariners nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery, and this is how the last inning ended. A hot shot off the bat of Logan Morrison right back to Joe Saunders. Picked it up and fired one over to first, and everybody on the bench was howling, and everybody thought it was funny except Joe Saunders. Ron Washington and Kevin Harmon getting a pretty good laugh out, and Joe Saunders said, hey, you come out here and try and do that stuff and knock the wind right out of you.
Hey, you get hit in the wrist, you got everyone out there walking around, looking at your wrist, hoping you're okay. In that particular instance, everyone's laughing. I don't get it.
Yeah, nobody's laughing at this line for Joe Saunders, our Budweiser pitching line tonight. 4 shutout innings, just 3 hits, no walks, and a strikeout for the veteran left-hander.
Tough to score in this series so far.
It has been. 0-1 pitch to John Buck, and it's low and inside. The appeal down to first, and no swing, said Phil Cuzzy. Buck called out on strikes back in the second inning. Saunders to the plate, and the pitch fouled away to the right. Rangers now with 23 consecutive scoreless innings. As a staff, Joe Saunders getting the 4 here tonight, and the Rangers back-to-back shutouts. They had a shutout of Miami on Wednesday at home, and of course the shutout last night after the off day here in Seattle. 1-2 pitch off the end of the bat into center field, a base hit. Little cue shot for John Buck, but it found its way by Rougned Odor and into center. Another leadoff single for the Mariners. And let's take time here for a Mazda game break. Once again, here's Aaron Hardigan. Aaron. All right, Aaron, thank you. First pitch to Kyle Seager is high for ball 1. can't believe they're having problems at the at
stadium?
Odotco and Coliseum.
At least not the sewer system backing up on them again.
Maybe it was so bad the lights went out.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Seager, a single his first time up. He's up there with Buck at first. Nobody out. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the fifth. Now time is called momentarily. Seager, a .246 average. Saunders sets a check of first. 1-0 pitch. That's a bullet to right field, a base hit. Buck around second. He's headed for third. He will make it standing. And with nobody out now, the Mariners have runners at the corners. And Stefano Romero is coming up.
Oh, Seager's hit the ball hard both times. Once back through the middle, and this time he ripped it into right field. Ball's a little bit to Alex's left and hit so hard that he had to go to his left, and by the time he caught it, he was still pretty deep in right field. He didn't have any chance to keep Buck from going first to third on that play. Oh, a real test right now for Joe Saunders to keep this a scoreless ball game. Mariners haven't scored yet in the series, but they're threatening with nobody out.
Romero gave it a good ride his first time up. Hit it to the wall in right center field. It was tracked down by Leonis Martin, but he's up there now with runners at the corners, nobody out. Saunders with the first pitch to him. It's off the outside corner for ball one. Romero with the average at 198 as he faces Saunders here in the fifth. He scored that runner from third 3 out of 8 times when he's had him there with less than 2 out. Just a little bit low, 2-0. So Joe Saunders trying to make the perfect pitch down to Stefano Romero, see if he can get maybe a tapper back to the box or soft line drive or a pop-up. Anything to prevent the runner from scoring. Out of play to the right, 2-1. Romero in an 0 for 13 streak. And has seen his average really plummet. 2-1 as Saunders comes back to him. Now 3-1.
Romero's had 4 walks and 37 strikeouts. He's been a little bit prone to the strikeout. And definitely a guy that has swung the bat and not taken a walk. Hopefully he'll do that right here. Chase a ball out of the strike zone.
Rangers playing back in the infield. They'll give up the run for the chance at a double play. To left field. Chu coming on. Buck is tagging. He is coming down the line. The throw is not in time. And down to second on the throw goes Seager. The Mariners take a 1-0 lead on the sacrifice fly by Stefano Romero.
Yeah, on that throw from Chu, Adrian let the ball go through. It wasn't a strong throw. Once it hit the ground, it rolled toward home plate. Buck scored easily, but Adrian made the decision to let it go through because he thought there might be a play at the plate. There wasn't a play at the plate, and instead Seager tagged up and went to second. That's a ball. If Adrian could do it all over again, he probably would have cut it off to keep the runner at first base.
Yep. So Seattle with their first run in this series. They take a 1-0 lead. That's the first run that the Rangers have allowed, as we mentioned, in the last 23 innings. Seager at second. Willie Bloomquist is the hitter. And he takes the breaking ball for strike one. Bloomquist had a base hit to left in the third. 1 for 1 tonight, hitting at .263. Mariners now a run on 5 hits against Joe Saunders. 1 out here in the 5th inning. Belt high set, a check of second. 1-1. Bloomquist making his 21st start of the year tonight, his 7th at shortstop. He has been good in these situations. 389 with runners in scoring position. He has Seager out there at second. Seager getting his lead as Saunders checks him. Ground ball to short. Sardinas goes to third, the tag, and they get him. Seager must have read that ball was not hit that hard, as he immediately went to third, and Sardinas had a fairly easy play.
Yeah, generally the rule of thumb is if the ball's hit to your right, you don't go. The ball was to his right. Sardinas fielded it. Close play, but Sardinas felt like he had plenty of time to make the play, and he did. So that takes a man out of scoring position.
So Seager's shot down, 6-5 on the put out at third base. 2 away now, and back to the top of the order for James Jones. Jones reached on an error in the first inning. Last time up, hit a little topper down the first baseline that stayed fair. So another infield hit for the speedy center fielder. His 12th infield hit of the year. That's the best on the Mariner club. And a rip and a miss, good breaking ball. It's 0-1. Saunders okays his sign. The left-hander checks first. Eddie Farquhar getting ready in the Mariners bullpen, and the Mariners bullpen has been outstanding this year. See the ERA a full 1/10 of a run lower than anybody else in the American League at 257. And of late, that bullpen has been even better. The last month, they have had an ERA under 2 as a group. James Jones 4 for his last 18 up there with 2 outs and 1 on. A chopper foul. Moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Jones in his first year at the major league level started out at with the Mariners, was optioned to AAA, then called back up. 24th of April. Abraham Almonte had started for a month and just wasn't able to cut it in center field. Squibber down to third. Beltre unloads in a hurry, and Jones out by a couple of steps. The Mariners take the lead, though. They get a run on 2 hits and strand 1. We're going to the 6th inning at Safeco. Seattle 1, Texas 0 on Fox Sports Southwest. It's time now for the Sonic Slam Inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $2,700 and dinner for two at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Mabel Mattingly from Grapevine. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Mabel Mattingly from Grapevine will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. And as we go to the sixth inning, Shin-Soo Choo starting off. It'll be Choo, Beltre, and Rios, and they will be facing a new pitcher for Floyd McClendon's club. That's Danny Farquhar, hard-throwing right-hander.
Yep, Farquhar having a good season. One of the guys that has contributed to that success that the bullpen has had for the Mariners. 30 innings, more than a strikeout per inning. Good opponent's batting average. Not a big guy, but he's got a big arm.
So Ramirez works 5 innings, gives up 3 hits, no runs, walked 4, struck out 4. And he gives way to Farquhar, and Shin-Soo Choo will start things off. Choo garnered a walk back in the first inning, grounded a short his last time up. Choo has faced Farquhar one other time and drew a walk from him. So 1-0 Seattle. First pitch of the 6th inning is a breaking ball that dips low and inside for ball 1. Choo hitting at an even .260. Now Farquhar, after second thoughts, ready to work. The fastball is outside. 2-0. Rangers just 3 base hits against Ramirez. And had a double in the 2nd, single in the 4th, and a single in the 5th inning. And the pitch is a knee-high strike. Choo didn't think so and expressed a little displeasure to Alfonso Marquez. Two-one pitch. Hit hard, pulled to the right side and through by the dive of Cano. Kind of dove a little belatedly at Choo's roller. So Shin-Soo, kind of a carbon copy of the ball he hit last night that got through there. Lead-off single, and it'll bring up Adrian Beltre. Chevy pitch tracker showing him that pitch down in the middle part of the plate. Robinson Cano coming up just a little short with the dive. Well, here's Beltre. Adrian, a strikeout, a ground ball to short tonight. Farquhar and Beltre have squared off a couple of other times, with Beltre having the upper hand. Adrian 2 for 2 against Farquhar with a single and a home run. He's also drawn a walk. Excuse me, 2 for 5. Farquhar, a check of first. And the fastball inside. 2-0. Well, the Rangers trying to get back into the good graces of the scoreboard. They trail 1-0. But they've got the right guys up there in our Sonic Slam inning.
Good hitters count right here. He's been behind both the hitters he's faced 2-0.
Now 3-0 to Beltre as he eyeballed one down below the knees. And Adrian now trying to continue the on base to start this inning off, joining Choo ahead of Alex Rios. 3-0 as Farquhar comes back and gets a knee-high strike. Adrian checking with the third base coach down there, Gary Pettis. Don't imagine there'd be anything but a green light showing for Adrian right here if he picks out one that he likes. Snap throw to first, and Morrison had to go down and dig one out of the dirt. Farquhar threw about a 90-mile-an-hour sinker over there.
picked it and then made a tag, and it was fairly close play at first base.
Yep.
Almost accomplished both things, saving the wild throw and making the tag.
Farquhar again ready, and another snap throw over there. Almost threw this one away to the other way. And he's making Logan Morrison work around first base. Now the 3-1. Hammer to left field. It's hooking toward the corner. Long run over there. It's a fair ball. Bounces up against the wall and gets by the left fielder Gillespie. So around third, here comes Shue, and he scores with a slide. Adrian Beltre, the RBI double. And we've got a brand new ball game. It's tied at 1.
Well, when you get behind in the count to good hitters, the result cannot go in your way all the time. And sometimes you pitch to a guy like Adrian, give him a good pitch to hit like that, a fastball count. You have to throw a strike up in the strike zone. Adrian hit it a little bit off the end of the bat, right down the line. Gillespie goes into the corner, jumps up against the wall, but can't come up with a ball. And that Beltre is going to go to second anyway, but that little bobble was what allowed Shue to score. Shue had already stopped almost at third base, but Gary just kept waving him and waving him, and he was still able to score easily.
Now the official score to give Beltre a double on and an RBI on that, knowing that Shue didn't come in just because of the error. That see Shin-Soo going into third, looking there, and
no, but he actually didn't stop. He just made sure he touched third.
He was going to stop.
He was thinking stop, but he kept going.
Gary Pettis kept waving him in. So a 1-1 ball game. Here's Alex Rios, and the pitch in the dirt. Beltre.
He had a great jump.
He did have a great jump.
He had a great jump. He just got carried away and realized, oh, wait, I might not have the wheels to get to third base. I better go back. Farquhar's been behind the first two hitters, 2-0 to Shue. That led to a fastball and a base hit. 2-0, 3-1 to Beltre, a fastball and a double. Rangers taking advantage of the counts, taking advantage of fastball counts, getting a couple of base hits.
1-1 pitch. Line foul down the right side, and the count moves to 1-2.
Alex trying to hit the ball to the right side all the way right there with Beltre on second and nobody out.
Rios that single his last time up. That was in the fourth inning. He's also grounded to short. Average at .330 as he faces Farquhar. Call strike 3. That comeback fastball, got a cutter on the inside corner and caught Alex looking. One gone.
That's a tough pitch to hit right there. If you get that ball called against you and the guy can throw it there all the time, you're going to have a hard time getting a batting average.
A 1 out. Now here's Brad Snyder trying to pick up Beltre. Snyder has walked both times that he's been at the plate tonight. A check swing roller foul to the on deck circle. It is 0-1. Everything is even as we speak. 1 run on 5 hits for each ball club. Adrian Beltre with the RBI double, driving in his 31st run of the year. In the dirt, and again, John Buck able to make a nice pick on that breaking ball from Farquhar.
Ball went right in his glove.
Got that same ball magnet that Adrian Beltre employs from time to time. Beltre at second, getting his lead out there. As always, chatting with somebody, whoever will listen to him. 1-1. Pulled foul outside first, and we'll come back and try it at a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Brad Snyder, very much a run producer. Rangers this year, kind of middle of the pack with runners in scoring position, 251. Adrian Beltre at second. 1 out here in the 6th inning. Buck with the signs. Farquhar is ready. Now 2-2. Snyder trying to pick up Beltre, become the only Ranger other than Beltre to drive in a run in this series. Adrian, of course, had the 9th inning RBI last night on the fielder's choice ground out. That was the difference in the ball game. And tonight, it's the Rangers even here in the 6th with the RBI double. Farquhar checks him, the 2-2 pitch. High and outside, 3-2. Brad Snyder eyeing a lot of pitches tonight. He has walked on a 3-2 count the first 2 times up, and he's got another full count trying to get aboard in front of Robinson Chirinos. Our Chevy pitch tracker showing you the locations of those. Payoff pitch, call strike 3. He eyed that one, and it was a strike on the outside corner as Farquhar gets back-to-back called third strikes.
Well, Farquhar made a pitch on Rios, a borderline pitch, but he got the call. This one looks like it cuts back toward the outside corner, but based on the way Buck caught it, I'm not sure it was a strike. Watch him bring that ball back into the plate. No, it was a strike. Good call by the home plate umpire. Quinn Walcott saw that on the corner, and that's exactly where it was. A lot of times you see the catcher catch one that's outside or inside and then bring it back, but that wasn't the case on that one.
Robinson Chirinos takes the pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Chirinos 1 for 2 tonight, a double in the 2nd inning. Flied out to right his last time up. Robinson with 12 of his 15 RBI in these situations. Got a good rip at that fastball and fouled it straight back. It is 1-1. Chirinos against Farquhar, 1 for 2.
I said Quinn Walcott. That's Alfonso Marquez, isn't it, behind the plate post?
Sure is.
Sorry.
Beltre at second. He's been there since he had the RBI double 2 outs ago. 1 ball and 1 strike to Robinson Chirinos. Now 1-2. Rangers still among the league leaders in batting average as a team. They're at 276. And Chirinos drives one high and deep to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. Goodbye. Farquhar, a hanging hook, and Chirinos drove it out of the ballpark. The Rangers lead it 3-1.
Well, he's made some great pitches with his fastball to get a couple of strikeouts. But he just got beat right there on his breaking ball. That was the hanger. We got a winner, Buzz.
We do. Mabel Mattingly, $2,700 in Grapevine. Mabel, I'm coming over for dinner next week when we get back home. I'm up there in Grapevine myself. Congratulations. Mabel Mattingly, $2,700 and dinner for 2 at Sonic. And our Sonic slam inning. Nice going, Robinson Chirinos.
Right, we had the graphic about how well the Mariner bullpen has been doing. But that hanging curveball was very much to Robinson's liking. He reached for it. It's on the outside corner, but it was up, and he hit it to the right part of the ballpark to hit a fly ball right down the line. We've seen some pretty good fly balls hit to the gaps into center field that haven't gone out. Right down the line's a different story.
So Chirinos with his 5th home run of the year, and it turns this game around. Sardinas hits a little pop-up in foul territory near the Ranger dugout. Not high enough for either Seager or Buck to get over under it. So it just goes as a strike, 1-2 now. Well, the Rangers, their first home run of this series, and 45 for the year. That's still next to last in the American League, but it got the job done tonight. The 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. So that'll do it, but the Rangers come back and tie the game, then take the lead. 3 runs on 3 hits. The big blow, the 2-run blast from Robinson Chirinos. We're going to the bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Texas. On Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Take the EcoBoost Challenge to see why Ford is the best in Texas. Well, the Rangers giving up a run in the bottom of the 5th to Seattle, and then Robinson, Chirinos, and company striking for 3 in the top of the 6th. It is now 3-1 Rangers as Joe Saunders back to the hill to work the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, Joe's working on a pretty good pitch count. He's only had 68 pitches in the ball game. Gave up a run last inning. Trying to have a nice quick inning right here. The old shutdown inning. Rangers score 3, shut them down in the bottom of the inning, get the Ranger hitters right back in there again.
Cole Gillespie will not have a chance to make a 3 ground ball double plays tonight since he has nobody on. He's leading off here in the bottom of the 6th. Gillespie 0 for 2, a ground ball back to the mound that turned into a double play, a ground ball to the third of the bases loaded that turned into a double play, and Saunders hitting the outside corner at the knees, and Joe now with a count of 1-2.
Very nice fastball right there, sinking down and away, right where he wanted to throw it.
Left-hander rocks and deals. The pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
At Joe's last start, he only gave up 2 earned runs in 5 1/3. But he had 4 walks in that game and no strikeouts. Today he has 1 strikeout. He got Buck looking and no walks. So with each game, it seems like the command is coming along much better today than last time. Just missed trying to hit that low outside corner right there.
Well, 3-2 now. Gillespie trying to start things off by getting aboard in front of Robinson Cano. Saunders to the wind, the payoff pitch. And we'll try it again as the foul ball goes off to the right. Joe has not gone more than 6 complete innings this year in any of his starts. Payoff pitch, another foul ball off to the right. But as you mentioned, Tom, with his pitch count tonight looking much stronger this time out, there's a good chance that if he can get through this inning, he'll have enough left for 1 more inning out there.
You would think so.
Chevy pitch tracker showing you that Joe pretty much staying away from Cole Gillespie. 8th pitch of the at-bat. is coming from the left-hander. Line to center, that's holding up. Leonis Martin had a good break for him. And he moves over to dead center field to make the catch. Martin playing in right center to start off with.
Yeah, this is a hard hit ball by Gillespie. One of the balls he hit into a double play hit pretty hard. The last time hit a ball to third on the good part of the bat. That was a rope right there. Joe with a good pitch count, 17 pitch inning and an 18 pitch inning. Took a while to get Gillespie, but he's got the leadoff hitter here in the 6th with Cano coming up. He loves pitching in his ballpark, says he likes pitching in the cold weather. Never lost in this park. He's always pitched well against Seattle. But he won here when he was with Seattle. He's won here when he's pitched against Seattle. Trying to do it again tonight.
Some folks had said that was why the Mariners got him, so they wouldn't have to face him here. 1-0 the count to Robinson Cano, who's grounded out twice to second. And that pitch a bit low. It's 2-0. Cano 0 for 2 tonight. And 0 for 6 in this series. Tom told you, Nick Tepish last night struck Cano out the first 2 times that he faced him. There's a base hit to center by Cano. It's hard to keep him down for too long. Cano, a 1-out base hit, and Jesus Montero now will come up. How about 3 things you really need to know about Robinson Cano? He leads all major league players with 315 multi-hit games since the start of 09. AL starting second baseman in each of the last 4 All-Star games, and he was named after Jackie Robinson. A pretty good heritage name-wise, and certainly a great player in his own right. And Robinson Cano leading the vote getters at second base this year, too, for the All-Star game. Here's Jesus Montero, who has grounded out both times tonight. Once to first, once to short. With Cano on and 1 out, they would take another ground ball to short right about now. And a strike to Montero. Rangers leading 3-1. The hits are now even at 6 apiece. Rangers pulled around slightly to the left side of the infield for Montero. 0-1 pitch. Tried to take that ball the other way and fouled it to the right. It is 0-2. Kind of odd to see this defensive alignment. What I remember of Montero from year before last, and the little I saw him last year, he likes to hit the ball to the right side. The Rangers playing him as a pull hitter on the infield. Outfield playing him around to the right. There's a line drive off the glove of Beltre and into left field. Montero finally gets good wood on the ball and shoots it past Beltre for the base hit. Runners at first and second now with 1 out for Logan Morrison.
Hard hit ball looked like it just clicked off Adrian's glove, not quite able to get it in the pocket of his mitt.
Well, Mike Maddox out there. We're going to have a pinch runner for Jesus Montero at first. Dustin Ackley has come off the Mariner bench. He's going to pinch run here in the 6th inning, and he's carrying the tying run in this ballgame. So Ackley aboard as the pinch hitter. He trails Robinson Cano, who is at second base. And Mike Maddox finished with his visit. And Logan Morrison steps in. Morrison 0 for 2 tonight. A fly ball to left and a tapper back to the mound. Saunders set, a check of second. That breaking ball hits the inside corner for strike 1. Rangers have a shift defensively on the infield, pulled way around to the right. Luis Sardinas, the shortstop, a couple of steps on the first base side of second. Cutting down that hole, Rougned Odor midway between first and second. Outfield playing just the opposite. We have Leonis Martin over in left center field. Rip and a miss. Good sinker from Joe Saunders. 0-2 to Morrison.
I'd like to see him feature that one again. Sunk that ball right down around his knees on the inside corner, and he couldn't make contact with it. So you can pretty much go any way you want right now. You could try that same pitch. You will go with a slider away. Plenty of opportunities to make a good pitch on him right here.
The advantage in the count at no balls and 2 strikes to Saunders. Fastball, and that just missed the outside corner. Well, he had Morrison completely crossed up. No way he could pull the trigger.
If he was able to hit the corner with it, I think he would have still looked at it. Not too far away from the pitch that struck out Alex Rios.
Yep.
But not a strike. Get it up a little bit on the 1-2 pitch.
Saunders ready. Check swing, he went around. Alfonso Marquez ringing up Logan Morrison. And Morrison says, why don't you get some help? And Alfonso Marquez said, I don't need any, thank you. 2 gone.
Well, he threw the fastball away. He took it. And then he came back in the same location with a slider. And he wasn't able to check his swing. That's going to get you rung up almost every time. Big pitch right there. Good at bat for Joe. Got ahead in the count 0-2, and then he made 2 good pitches and got the big strikeout.
Just the second strikeout tonight for Joe Saunders, and that's pretty typical of what Joe has done throughout most of his career. Not a big strikeout guy at all. But that one certainly welcomed in this situation. Now John Buck, who is 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. Fouls down that first pitch. It is 0-1.
Buck was definitely up there looking for a fastball to drive. And Joe crossed him up with a good changeup and good location with it, too. One of those pitches, if he gets it up, Buck still might have been able to wait on it. But down there wasn't much he could do with it, even if he didn't wait on it. Pretty much had committed himself to be aggressive on the first pitch.
Yeah, John Buck has never been shy about swinging the bat.
He let it fly right there.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it wasn't a good pitch to hit.
The 0-1 pitch. Line to center. Leonis Martin plays it on a bounce around third. Here comes Cano. The throw to the plate. The tag. It is not in time. Alfonso Marquez about ready to ring up that right fist for an out. But he, at the last minute, signaled safe and pointed at home plate. And Ron Washington immediately out there.
He must have seen something that changed his mind that allowed him to feel like the run was safe. Strong throw, definitely, from Martin in center field. But the throw is going to be a little bit on the first base side. Now, if this throw is on the other side, it's an easy out. And that's what we saw early in the game. When Cano made the relay throw, it was offline, but it was offline on the third base side, and Buck was able to make the tag. This one's offline on the first base side, and even though it's a strong throw, he's going to say that Cano's hand came over the glove, I think.
Yep. That's what Marquez saw.
Yep.
And the foot never touches the base. Doesn't have to. That glove came in, the hand came in there. The question was the glove applied to was the tag applied to the knee before the hand got to home plate?
Yep, that's what they're going to have to decide. You always, you want to throw the ball on the bag, on the plate, obviously. But if you miss, you want to miss to the third base side. And Robinson just didn't have enough time to come back and make it a no-doubter at the plate.
For Marquez and Jerry Davis, the crew chief. And again, this is what they're looking at in New York at the replay command center. Is that tag applied before that hand hits the plate? And from that angle, it doesn't look like it. Looked like that hand got down there just before the tag was applied. But we'll see what they say in New York. But you can see why from that angle that Marquez was going to call him out, and then at the last second changed his mind. He saw that hand come in there. Rangers this year, a little more than 500 on their challenges, and it is safe. The ruling from New York, the call is confirmed. That Cano's hand did get in before the tag was applied, and the run counts. It is now a 3-2 Ranger lead. A Buck with the RBI single. So Seager will be the hitter. Kyle Seager tonight is 2 for 2 against Joe Saunders. Dustin Ackley, the tying run, pinch runner out at second base. At first is John Buck. Seager, the Mariner leader with 39 RBI. One ball, no strikes.
Seager's had 2 good at-bats in this ball game. He has a solid single to center field, a solid single to right field. Take a look at Sean Tollison getting loose for the Rangers.
Tollison, the winner in last night's ball game, in relief. Saunders 1-0 pitch. And that is low. 2-0. Chevy pitch tracker showing in that last one quite a bit of the strike zone, but Alfonso Marquez declining to call it a strike. 2-0 pitch. That catches the inside corner, and it's 2-1. Now, Joe Saunders has not been able to make a pitch away tonight to Kyle Seager. He's tried to go outside both times and has left the ball in the middle of the plate, resulting in a single to center and a single to right. Behind in the count here, 2-1. And he gets the pitch away that time, right on the outside corner. 2-2, and he has Kyle Seager shaking his head no.
Yeah, Seager's lucky the first strike wasn't called on him. That kind of averaged out. So he's right where he should be, 2-2.
Seager taking his time, digging back in. Ackley at second, Buck at first. 2 outs, a run across here in the bottom of the 6th. Saunders to the plate. And we'll try it again. Seager, in his career against the Rangers, a .323 hitter coming into play tonight. That's gone up a little bit because he's 2 for 2. Saunders sets at the bell to check him second. Got him swinging. Good breaking ball, and Joe Saunders showing as much emotion as you will ever see him show as he pumps himself up going off the mound. 1 run on 3 hits and 2 left. 3-2 Texas. tonight has had a couple of rough spots, and he's gotten out of it with a double play with the bases loaded. That was back in the third, and then this last inning, the sixth. 2 on, a run across, and a big strikeout of Kyle Seager to end the threat and maintain a 3-2 Ranger lead. So the Ford game summary tonight: Joe Saunders, 6 innings of work, no walks, 3 strikeouts, 95 pitches. Dan Robinson Chirinos wins $2,700 tonight, our Sonic Slam inning for Mabel Mattingly of Grapevine, Texas. 3-2 on our Ford game summary as we head to the top of the 7th inning, and the veteran left-hander Joe Beimel has entered the ball game for the Mariners.
Now, Beimel, not a hard thrower, kind of a finesse lefty, but he's having a pretty good season, a 1.77 ERA. Keeping the ball in the ballpark, hasn't given up a home run yet. Great pitch by Joe Saunders to end that inning, finally getting Kyle Seager, which shows if you make good pitches to Kyle Seager, you got a chance to get him.
Yep. He is making those good pitches.
Yep, you have to make them, though.
Right. Give Joe Saunders credit. When it was time where he had to make it, he did. That last pitch right here.
Right through the slider, right through the strike zone and down and away. Joe's pumped up, gets his strikeout to get out of that inning, and the Rangers cling to their 3-2 lead.
Well, the 37-year-old Joe Beimel facing the 20-year-old Rougned Odor. Odor 0 for 2 tonight. A fly ball to left, a ground ball to second. Rangers leading 3-2, but they've been out hit 8-6 by the Mariners. All 8 Mariner hits have been singles, by the way. The Rangers, meanwhile, have had a couple of doubles and a home run. 1 ball, no strikes to Odor. Beimel, the 6'3" left-hander, comes to the plate and misses outside. 2-0. Joe Beimel spent a little time in Rangers spring training back in 2012, trying to work his way back from all the arm miseries. 2-0 pitch. Now 2-1 on the foul ball. Odor trying to get aboard to start the Rangers' 7th inning. Just trying to put together a 3-game winning streak, something they have not been able to do much of late. 2-1 pitch. On the inside corner, 2-2. Joe Beimel coming into play tonight. There's a 10 1/3 inning scoreless streak going. Skag pitch tracker showing you Beimel staying right down there at the bottom of the strike zone. 2-2. Little cue shot pop up out to Bloomquist, the shortstop. That's 1 away. Folks, we'd like to invite you to join us at On the Border for dinner every Tuesday night from now through August the 26th. And you can enter to win free Rangers tickets and a VIP experience. Just visit otbfanzone.com for more details. 1 out here in the 7th. Leonis Martin, who singled his last time to the plate, will step in. 1 for 2 tonight for Martin, hitting that leadoff spot. Beimel's pitch to him. Bunted, and that will go foul as Seager comes in and fields it.
It's going to have to be a good bunt because Seager makes that play pretty well, and he was playing in, and he was not fooled by that attempt. He was all over it.
Leonis Martin back to pick up his bat, and he will step back into the batter's box. Martin 1 for 1 in the only one of the only 2 at bats he's had against Joe Beimel. The other one was a sacrifice bunt. 0-1 pitch. Now a ball and a strike. Luis Medina, the big right-hander, loosening in that Mariner bullpen. Look down the Ranger batting order after Martin, a right-hander hitting Elvis Andrus, another left-hander in Shin-Soo Choo, but then the right-handers back-to-back with Rios and Beltre. Another bunt attempt that's popped up. And Martin fell flat on his face. He was trying to get out of the batter's box. And John Buck able to make that catch midway between home plate and the screen for out number 2.
Easy play for Buck. Not so easy for Martin. Luckily, it wasn't a fair ball and he fell down. I guess it didn't matter one way or the other. He's going to be out.
Like somebody iced up the batter's box over there. His feet went right out from under him. No, 2 away. Here's Elvis, who is 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts and a ground out. 1 ball, no strikes. Elvis 1 for 1 against Joe Beimel with a double. 261 the average for the Rangers shortstop / DH. He's the DH tonight. Up the middle into center field, a base hit. So Elvis now 2 for 2 a lifetime against Beimel. He is aboard with 2 outs and very much a stealing threat, although Beimel not that easy to run against.
That's the same hit that Elvis had last night when he scored the only run. Stole second, stole third, scored on that fielder's choice grounder by Adrian Beltre. Going back through the middle, makes pretty solid contact, gets it by the pitcher.
Beimel trying to make a skate save. Now here's Shin-Soo Choo. That good move by Beimel. He is a tough guy to read. You got to think that if you're a base stealer and you need to steal a base against Beimel, you have to pick a pitch and go on first movement. He's pretty deliberate lifting that leg up, and it's pretty tough to read, I would think, from first. Another throw over there. Choo tonight is 1 for 2. He started that 3-run Rangers 6th with a base hit to right. Scored the tying run on Adrian Beltre's double. Beimel a long look at first. Throws a breaking ball to the outside corner. Choo is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Joe Beimel. And there's the Choo zone. Out there, our Skag pitch tracker showing you that just off the plate. Choo gets that called quite frequently on him.
I guess the Rangers have to have a left-hand hitter who has that same problem. David Murphy was like that. He had that pitch called every game, it seemed like. But David's not here, so Choo's going to take his place. Have that called on him all year long, I guess.
1-1 the count. Elvis inching off the bag at first. Choo had one to work with there and fouled it back. 1-2.
He had a good swing. He was right on it, too.
Shin-Soo checking back in the batter's box, and Beimel reading the signs. Andrus at first with 2 outs. Beimel checks him. And he's going. Got him picked off. Elvis now in the rundown, and Bloomquist is going to run him all the way back and out on the diving tag by Bloomquist. Elvis just able to get back in. Ron Washington coming out, but he's out of challenges. Wash already used his challenge up on the play at the plate. All he can do is go out and talk to the first base umpire, Phil Cuzzy, and ask if the umpire would consider reviewing that play. But you can't challenge it to force the umpires to take a look. And Jerry Davis right there informing Ron Washington, and umpires have decided they're going to take a look at it. Well, the umpires, Jerry Davis and first base umpire Phil Cuzzy, you get another look at that. Looked like the tag from Bloomquist was applied to the foot. Hard to tell exactly from that angle, and Elvis didn't think so. But Elvis wouldn't have felt that if it got slapped on his foot. He's saying immediately no. So umpires hooked up with the replay command center in New York, and it's an umpire review of this play as Jerry Davis and Bill Cuzzy decided to take a look at it themselves.
I'm about 0 for 15 this year, Buzz, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I'm just going to wait and see what they say. I don't want to be wrong again.
Here's the look at it, and I think from that angle, if you put those two angles together, we might be able to say pretty positively that the tag was applied. But I said might. We might be able to say that. Elvis obviously didn't think so. And he's telling Benji Molina all about it over there. Molina, of course, the Ranger first base coach. But umpires with the headsets on, they're listening to the folks back in New York. Did he or did he not? Boy, pretty tough. Tough to tell.
They're taking a long time to make the call.
Yep. Again, Elvis pretty adamant about it, but if you're Diamondback, I wouldn't think you'd be able to feel a kind of a brush tag on that foot. And the question would be, is there enough evidence to overturn the call, which called on the field was out?
I didn't think there was last time, but there was.
Gary Davis, the crew chief, listening intently to the folks. Yeah, and here's even a better angle, I think. Did he or not? Right there. Boy, hard to tell. John Buck kind of screened us out a little bit.
Sure didn't look like he touched him. But again, I'm not saying. I guess I already said. I'm going for 0 for 16 now.
You use a little reverse psychology.
Yeah. Because every time I've been wrong rooting for the Ranger player, so probably a little bit of bias involved there too.
And again, the Rangers are out of challenges, so all Ron Washington could do was go out to the first base umpire, Phil Cuzzy, and ask if they would review it. He can't go out there and throw down a challenge to where the umpires have to review it. But the umpires have, from the 7th inning on, the ability to review any play that they deem reviewable. In their opinion, if it's worth reviewing, they'll take a look at it. But they aren't obligated to, because the manager goes out as they are earlier when he can challenge a play and they have to review it.
It's definitely not a no-brainer. As long as they've taken to review this, they've looked at it from every possible angle.
And what's the call going to be? Safe at first, so it is overturned.
I got one right.
There you go. And the fans here not particularly thrilled about that call, but the umpire review. Now Wash doesn't get a reversal on his because it wasn't a challenge. Lloyd McClendon out, and he wants to find out about the ruling, but he immediately said, "Hey, if you ask any questions, you're automatically thrown out."
Yeah, the only thing he might have been going on about was why did Wash get a second challenge? But you've already explained that. The umpires don't have to give them, but they can.
Right.
I give the umpires credit for wanting to get it right.
Well, the call overturned. That's our second overturned call of the night. The other one was the caught stealing what what was initially ruled as stolen base for Leonis Martin in the first inning, but that call was overturned. McClendon challenged that and had it overturned, and now the Rangers get an overturned call and an umpire review here in the 7th inning. So life at first for Elvis Andrus. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shin-Soo Choo. And the crowd of 27,000 plus voicing their displeasure, and Bible's going to try it again.
Well, if they boo loud enough, maybe they can hear it in New York, because they're the ones that made the calls, not these umpires.
Yeah, they're trying. 1-2. Weimel again ready. Elvis a very short lead this time. And a fly ball to left field. Kind of a lazy fly out there to Cole Gillespie. And that'll do it. So after all that, the Rangers get a hit and strand a runner. It's stretch time at Safeco, with the Rangers leading the Mariners 3-2 on Fox Sports Southwest. Mini Fantasy Camp is an exclusive preview of the Big League Fantasy Camp, and Mini Fantasy Camp will take place on Friday, June 20th from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Participants will get an on-field workout with instruction in hitting, fielding, catching, and a lot more. Go to TexasRangers.com/fantasy to sign up, but hurry because spots are limited. Joe Saunders, after 6 effective innings tonight, leaves with a quality start under his belt, and Sean Tollison will enter the ball game with the Rangers leading 3-2.
Good numbers for Sean. This will be his 27th ball game. He's moved from more of a middle reliever toward a late inning setup kind of guy, getting meaningful opportunities in close games and throwing the ball well.
This is outside to Stephen Romero. Romero 0 for 1 officially tonight. He had a fly ball to center in the third, then had a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. That plated the first Mariner run of the night. Tollison missing inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Romero. Sean, as we mentioned, the winner in last night's ball game, came in and threw a perfect 1-2-3 8th inning. Skag pitch tracker showing you that that last pitch could have been called a strike. Marquez calling this one strike 1. Romero, a 198 hitter as he faces Tollison. Bases empty. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that is just a little bit low. It's 3-1. And Neil Kotz heating up in the Ranger pen. Pop foul. That will be right back just to our left into the seats. That fills the count. Tollison trying to get Romero to start this inning off. Willie Bloomquist, the veteran shortstop, waiting in the on-deck circle. Tollison ready, and the payoff pitch. Call strike 3.
Dropped a slider on him, 3-2. If you're the hitter, I think most right-hand hitters are going to take that pitch after all the fastballs they just saw. They know he doesn't want to walk the leadoff hitter in this inning. He drops a slider, and he just watches it and walks off. Says, nice pitch, big guy. Almost painted a circle around the strike zone.
I think Romero recognized that about 10 feet from home plate, and all he can do is say, darn.
Why'd you do me that way?
Yeah. Oh, one gone now, a big out for Sean Tolleson. Here's Bloomquist, who is 1 for 2 tonight. First ball swinging. That is down the right field side and right at the railing. Alex Rios is over there, but the ball twists about 7 rows deep. It is 0-1.
That's one of those situations, Buzz, when you throw a slider then, you're not trying to make a perfect pitch. You just want to throw it for a strike.
Exactly.
You're counting on the hitter just not being ready for that pitch. Looking fastball so much that he won't be able to pull the trigger on it. You want to make sure you throw it for a strike so the umpire makes the call for you.
Yeah, and that's the reaction you want to get from the hitter, too.
Yeah, exactly.
He's completely befuddled. There's a good fastball at the knees by Sean Tolleson. And the Baylor X now with the 0-2 advantage in the count to Bloomquist. Sean Tolleson, you mentioned it, Tom, getting bigger and bigger roles, more meaningful roles, late inning types of situations for Ron Washington. A lot more trust being put in to Sean Tolleson. That pitch just off the inside corner to Bloomquist. It's 1-2.
You've got the injury to Ogando. You've got the injury to Sheppers. Those were 2 guys that would have been pitching late in the ball games. And Sean has earned the right, because of his performance, to get this kind of audition late in the ball game.
Now 2-2 as that pitch way inside. Tolleson, the 26-year-old, acquired by the Rangers on a waiver deal in the offseason from the Los Angeles Dodgers. Right-hander with a high set and the 2-2 pitch. Line to right, a base hit. Rios coming in, and he had thoughts about pulling a Billy Butler, Jose Bautista play, but that ball not hit hard enough to allow Alex to get to it to make a throw to first base viable.
Well, they play very shallow. We've kind of shown the defense when Bloomquist hits. You can see how close Alex is, and so he's going to charge the ball. But the only trouble with getting Bloomquist is he knows where they're playing, and he knows he's got to get there quickly. He still runs pretty well, so he wasn't a candidate to get thrown out. But you can see on that kind of a hit why they're playing him shallow, pulled around toward right field.
A 1-on, 1-out, the top of the order now, and James Jones up there is 1 for 3. Rip and a miss as Tolleson pulled the string on him. Jones up there expecting fastball, didn't get it.
He was going for it, boy.
Sure was.
Going for his first home run.
Jones an infield single back in the 3rd inning. He's also reached on an error and had a ground ball to 3rd. Rangers looking for that hard hit double play grounder at somebody. Going outside, the count evens now, and a ball and a strike. Mariners have grounded into 2 double plays tonight, both of them by Cole Gillespie, and that's an oddity because they have now grounded into just 35 double plays this year. And for a basis of comparison, Rangers have grounded into 68. That's the most in the major leagues, but that's a pretty big difference. 33 double play ground ball difference between the 2 teams.
That's more than a game's worth of outs right there.
Yep. Tolleson okays the sign. 1-1 spins Jones around. It's 2-1. Tolleson coming up and in off the plate, just in case Jones was thinking about going across the plate for an outside pitch. Sean peering in for the sign, gets one he wants from Robinson Chirinos. Slapped the other way, a base hit to left field. Chu over in the alley to cut it off. Stopping at second is Bloomquist. Back-to-back singles with one out. 2 aboard for Cole Gillespie.
That's just making some contact, the last 2 hitters. Just nice, easy swings, trying to put the ball in play. And both of them found a hole going the other way. Pretty good pitch. Down, away, not a strike. But somehow Jones was still able to get the bat on the ball and slap it into left field.
So Jones with his second hit of the night. First and second in a 1-run game. Cole Gillespie, the hitter, is 0 for 3 with a couple of double play grounders. Rangers playing at double play depth and straight away at every infield position. Tollison's first pitch. Ground ball to Odor. Second for one. It's dropped by Sardinas and everybody's safe. Odor threw low and away from Sardinas, who couldn't hang on to it. And what looked like a potential double play grounder nets nobody out, and the base is loaded.
And Cano coming up. Going to be one that he had to be quick on. It was to his left, and he was quick. It looked like his feet might have slipped out from underneath him. The throw was low as Sardinas came across the bag. Sardinas tried to catch it and still get a throw off, and he couldn't catch it. Going to be tough to get rid of the ball because Jones, with his speed, was right on top of Sardinas.
Well, that's going to do it for Sean Tollison. Neil Kotz coming in. It'll be a left-hander against left-hander. And while the pitching change is underway at Safeco, we'll take a timeout. Back after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Behind Sean Tollison. They can't get it out behind Sean Tollison. He leaves the bases loaded, one away, and Neil Kotz enters to face Robinson Cano. Neil entering the ballgame for the 31st time this year. And facing a man with whom he is very familiar. Cano is 2 for 7 in his career against Neil Kotz with a double. Cano tonight is 1 for 3, singled and scored in the 6th inning. Steps up there with Bloomquist at third, Jones at second. Gillespie is at first. Kotz first pitch. Cano had a rip at that fastball, fouled it straight back.
He did.
the bases loaded in his career. Robinson Cano has unloaded them 9 times. Rangers playing the infield back. They would love to have the opportunity to turn 2 one more time. 0-1 pitch. Got him on the fist, and it's fouled back and out of play. So Cott's now in a position where he can go for the strikeout of Cano, and it's probably going to take a pretty good breaking ball to get it done.
Yeah, I think maybe the same kind of pitch that Joe Saunders threw to Seager. One of those hard sliders down and away, maybe get Cano to chase it. He's not as prone to doing that as most hitters, but no balls and 2 strikes. Might be able to get him to do it.
Yep. In the 7 at-bats that Cano has had against Cots has struck him out 3 times, along with giving up the 2 hits. 0-2. Cano this year, one of the best, hitting with runners in scoring position, as always. 318 the average. Cots the advantage, the 0-2 pitch.
Not there.
And that's what Robinson Chirinos is going to go out and mention to Neil Cots.
Yeah, that's an 0-2 pitch that could get you beat. Cano had a big swing at it, but fouled it off. Trying to throw it way down and away. That's right in the center of the plate. And Cano's missed a couple of pitches right in the middle of the plate and fouled them off. And I wouldn't go for 3. See if he can foul 3 of them off.
Our Skag pitch tracker showing you that that's the danger zone right there.
And Neil got away with that. Now see if he can make the one pitch where he wants to make it, down and away.
Another 0-2. There's the one you wanted right there.
Yep.
Cutter outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cano hitting exactly where he started tonight at 328. 6 double plays Cano has grounded into this season. Rangers would love to make that a lucky 7. Cott's ready for the 1-2. Right field. Here comes Rios. He dives. He traps it. The runner's coming to the plate. The throw is late. In to score is Bloomquist. And we have a tie ball game on a sinking line drive single from Robinson Cano to tie it up.
That was a good try by Alex. The runner at third had tagged up in case he caught it. And almost had a forced play at the plate. Alex did something to his ankle or his leg on the ball that Bloomquist hit earlier in the inning. And he's limping a little bit right now. Not on that play. Nice try. He comes up firing, and it actually was going to be a fairly close play at the plate.
So it's a 3-3 game as you get a look at how close that was for Alex Rios making the catch. Dustin Ackley with his first at bat of the night, and he pops up the first pitch. Infield fly rule in effect as Beltre next to the bag at third makes the grab. That is out number 2. And Ackley pops out on the first pitch that he sees from Neil Cots. It'll bring up Logan Morrison. So the base is still full. Morrison coming up is 0 for 3 tonight. He is grounded out, flied out, and struck out. Neil Cots has not faced Logan Morrison in the heat of a regular season battle. First pitch to him. It's chopped foul. It's 0-1. Cots, the third pitcher used tonight. Joe Saunders went the first 6. John Tollison got the first out here in the 7th inning. And now Neil Koch trying to finish off the inning. Check swing foul. It's 0-2 to Morrison. Koch jamming him with that fastball. Morrison just coming back into the Mariners lineup this week. Had been out since that first go around with the Rangers in Arlington in April. Pitch is just low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Scott's not missing by much. Skag pitch tracker showing you how close that last pitch, that number 3, was. Right there at the bottom of the strike zone. Got him swinging. That's went upstairs, and Morrison couldn't get on top of it. That'll do it. But the Mariners tie the ball game. They get a run on 3 hits and leave them loaded. We're going to the 8th. Mariners 3, Rangers 3. One in Atlanta, and kind of a crazy one here. Seesaw affair, and it's now a 3-3 game as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Yorvis Medina is coming out. He is the 4th pitcher tonight, used by Lloyd McClendon.
Well, the Mariners have scored a run in each of the last 3 innings, but they've had some chances to score a lot more. The Rangers have had to pitch out of some jams. A couple of big strikeouts to get out of the last 2 innings. To preserve the game at 3-3, Yorvis Medina will be in his 28th ball game. Key member of the very successful Mariners bullpen this year, having a very solid season.
Adrian Beltre getting set to lead things off against Medina. It'll be Beltre, Rios, and Schneider for the Rangers. So Joe Saunders will not get his first win in a Ranger uniform. He was in line to do it, but the Mariners tied it up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Right, in the 7th inning, excuse me. And so as we go to the 8th, it'll be up to the bullpens to determine the outcome of this game. Beltre tonight is 1 for 3. Had the game tying RBI double in the 6th inning. And drove in his 31st run of the year. Adrian 2 for 7 against Medina in his career. '25-year-old right-hander, pawing at the rubber. Plants his foot right in front of it, and he's ready to go. First pitch of inning number 8. 1 ball, no strikes. Medina, good live arm. He's got that, as you saw, that fastball that gets up there in the mid-90s. Kind of an imposing figure on the mound at almost 6'4". Breaking ball, and that comes back to the inside corner. 1-1. Medina from Puerto Cabello, Venezuela. Now time called momentarily. Medina working from the extreme first base side of the pitcher, Drummond. Looking in for the sign, has it from John Buck, and he's ready to go. Broken bat, little pop-up out to short. Bloomquist there. That is out number 1.
In addition to the velocity, he's got some pretty good movement on that fastball, too. It'll tail into the right-hand hitters. And that ball had about 95-mile-an-hour velocity with that kind of movement.
It's time now to have our AT&T fan photo reveal of the night. And this is from Brian. Nice family shot there. We appreciate that. If you folks would tweet your photos, hashtag Southwest Fan Photo, and we may be able to get your photo on one of our shows during the season. Here's Alex Rios, and he chops that first pitch foul for Medina. It is 0-1. Rios 1 for 3 with a single. That came back in the 4th inning. Mariners 3 runs, 11 hits tonight. The Rangers 3 runs on 7 hits. Rangers have committed the only 2 errors of this ball game. Oh, good sharp breaking ball, and Rios checked his swing, but it was too late. 0-2. That's that power curveball that Medina features to go along with that mid-90s fastball. Right-hander sets, and the 0-2. Started to swing again. This time the appeal down to first, and Bill Cuzzy said, nope, no swing there. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jason Frazier loosening in the Ranger bullpen. Alex Rios just 1 for 4 in his career against Yoervis Medina. Medina making his major league debut last year with the Mariners. 63 ball games. Out of play to the right, and it's still 1-2. Alex taking his time getting back in there. Along with the 4th inning single, he's grounded to short and been called out on strikes tonight. Medina with a belt high set. Fastball inside, 2-2. The Rangers did nothing against the starter Erasmo Ramirez after the first couple of innings. He settled down pretty nicely, and he was in line after 5 to get a win if the Mariners could have kept that 1-0 lead intact. Call strike 3, and Rios not happy with that call by Alfonso Marquez. Felt that breaking ball hung inside the whole way, and he's giving Marquez pretty good dose of it.
Well, he doesn't argue. So if he's arguing, then he certainly felt like that was a bad call. And it's kind of ball, you know, it's close to the strike zone. Technically, it's touching the strike zone. It's almost one you don't deserve a strike on. Trying to throw the ball down and away, missed the target by about 3 feet. But technically, it's close enough to be called a strike.
Well, that is out number 2, and we'll leave it up to Brad Snyder if this 8th inning is to be prolonged. Snyder has walked twice and struck out. Takes that first fastball, tailing away for strike 1. Snyder walked in the second, was cut down trying to score on Robinson Chirinos' double. Nice relay from Romero to Cano to John Buck, cut down Snyder at the plate. Medina with the 0-1 pitch. About pretty good time to see Brad Snyder unload one of those home runs of his. He had 18 of them at AAA Round Rock this year. Takes the breaking ball that finds the inside part of the plate. It is 1-2. Brad back in there. Tapping the inside corner with the business into that bat. Medina is ready. And a little topper right back to the mound. Snap throw by Medina. That'll do it. Medina has a 1-2-3 inning, sending the Rangers down in order. After 7.5, it's the Rangers 3 and the Mariners 3 on Fox Sports Southwest.
Eighth inning here at Safeco Field. Another exciting game between the Rangers and the Mariners. A nail-biter last night and another one tonight. AT&T U-verse brings us the preview of tomorrow's game. It'll be the finale of this 3-game set, and you see a couple of the hitting principles in that one. Alex Rios and Robinson Cano have figured prominently tonight. They will no doubt do the same tomorrow. Let's get a victory here and then maybe be going for a sweep tomorrow, guys. Back up to you.
All right, John, I'm for that. That sounds good to me. And John Buck starting things off. Neil Kotz delivers high for ball 1. Be Buck, Seager, and Romero, the first 3 Mariners, due here in the 8th inning. Buck tonight is 2 for 3 and an RBI single in the 6th.
Yeah, Buck and Bloomquist aren't guys that play on a regular basis, but they both had nice games tonight. Buck has driven in one and scored one. Bloomquist has had a couple of hits and started the rally in the 7th inning with a base hit to right field.
1 ball, 1 strike. Kotz with a high set. And misses inside. 2 balls and a strike. Neil Kotz came on and gave up the sinking line drive RBI base hit to Robinson Cano in the 7th inning, and then got the next 2 outs with no further damage done. That tied the ball game. Big rip and a miss by John Buck. And still Jason Frazier loose if needed now in the Ranger bullpen. John Buck 1 for 3 in his career against Neil Kotz. Kotz with the advantage. And the next pitch is fouled straight back, 2-2. Mariners 11 hits, the Rangers with 7 hits. The Ranger runs coming in the 6th. The Mariners scoring 1 each in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Now a full count to Buck, so he is trying to get aboard to start off this bottom of the 8th inning. Kyle Seager, the 3rd baseman, waiting to be next. Ranger pitchers tonight have not issued a walk. Neil Kotz trying to keep that streak going here. Left-hander ready, and the payoff pitch. Fouled away. We'll try it again. Neil Kotz, the 34-year-old veteran left-hander. Our Skag pitch tracker showing you the first 7 pitches of this at bat, pretty well scattered around the strike zone and just out of the zone. And Kotz getting ready to throw number 8. Call strike 3. Buck on his way to first, and he can follow his bat over toward the dugout now. Alfonso Marquez rang him up.
Yeah, he was way out of the batter's box. And they're number 8, right at the lower inside part of the strike zone. Buck is, I'm sure, thinking it's ball 4, flips his bat. Didn't quite get about a third of the way to first base, though, when he got the call. He's not going to argue because he wants that same call for his pitcher when he's behind the plate.
And he'll have something to talk to Alfonso about when he goes back out to catch next half inning. Kyle Seager takes inside for ball 1. Seager is 2 for 3 tonight. Pair of singles last time up. A huge strikeout. He was the last hitter that Joe Saunders faced. Saunders struck him out with 2 on and 2 out in that 6th inning. Kotz gets a strike on the inner part. 1-1. Seager 4 for 10 lifetime against Neil Kotz. 2 of those going for extra bases, 1 double, 1 home run. He had one that hung up out over the plate and fouled it straight back. 1-2. Ranger infield swung around to the right a little bit against Seager. See the overshift not employed. Here's a swinging strike 3 and a good sharp breaking ball that time from Neil Kotz.
Yeah, 3 straight strikeouts for Neil. Morrison, Buck, and Seager.
2 outs. Romero coming up. Let's head back to the studios. Aaron Hardigan has a preview of Rangers Live. Aaron? Aaron, thank you. Stephen Romero takes high for ball 1. Romero 0 for 2 officially. He had a sacrifice fly driving in his 11th run of the year. That came back in the 5th inning. Average at 197 for the Mariner outfielder. 1-1 the count. Cox peering in for the sign. The left-hander's ready. Got him on the fist. Pretty good fastball there. 1-2 now to Romero. Well, Neil Cox looking more and more like the Neil Cox of last year when he was so dominant. He had that 1.11 ERA, and this was death to left-handers. He gets the punch out here, and that is 4 straight strikeouts. He sends the Mariners down with 3 strikeouts in the 8th. We're going to the 9th. Once again, a tie ball game, 3-3. Zero as it was last night, but the same result. It's a tie game. We head to the 9th inning. This time Fernando Rodney will start the 9th inning.
Well, Rodney with excellent numbers. He's been a solid closer. 29 strikeouts in 25 innings, only 1 home run. His 28th ball game. Rodney has saved 18 ball games. 25 innings, 29 strikeouts, and 10 walks. Look back at his career, and you can see last couple of years with Tampa Bay. 2012, he saved 48 ball games. Last year, he saved 37.
AT&T U-verse rewind, and it was Robinson Chirinos with a blast of a 2-run home run in the 6th inning. That put the Rangers on top 3-1 at that point, and Robinson Chirinos is leading off the top of the 9th inning against Fernando Rodney. Last night, Rodney came in with runners at the corners and 1 out in that 9th inning. And he got Adrian Beltre to hit a potential double play grounder to short, but it was hit too slowly and too much in the hole for the double play to be turned. Elvis Andrus scored from third as Beltre beat out the return throw to first base. And that would spell the end of the night for the Mariners. Rangers won it 1-0. And now here on Saturday night, Rodney starting the 9th inning. Chirinos, Sardinas, and Odor, the first 3 to face the Mariner closer. The first pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. Chirinos 2 for 3 tonight. That 2-run home run, also a double. And a rip at that Rodney fastball. It is 0-2. Fernando Rodney, a power pitcher with an outstanding changeup. Run that fastball up there, as you've seen, at 94, 95 miles an hour, and that changeup pretty tough to differentiate for a hitter. Ahead 0-2 to Robinson Chirinos. Chopper at the plate. Chirinos staying alive. Joaquin Soria, Ranger closer, getting ready just in case. Rodney again with the 0-2 pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I don't know how Buck caught that ball. The Tampa Bay probably wishes they kept Rodney. He saved 85 games in the last 2 years for him. They signed Grant Balfour to be their closer this year, and that has not gone very well for him. Rodney, on the other hand, doing a great job for the Mariners.
I saw Joe Madden said the other day they're going to, until further notice, close by committee down there.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch. That's chopped foul. Well, Chirinos hanging tough in there, trying to get aboard to start off this Ranger 9th inning. Fernando Rodney, a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes, about ready to throw his 7th pitch of the at-bat. Broken bat roller to the left side. Seager cuts it off. 1 gone. Now Luis Sardinas will come up. Sardinas tonight has grounded out to first and struck out a couple of times. Hitting .286 at the moment. He has faced Rodney before. Grounded out against him in the only at bat that he has had against Fernando Rodney. Shows bunt and takes a strike. It is 0-1. Rodney's next pitch. That changeup.
I don't know how you lay off of that thing.
I don't either.
You got to get geared up to hit the 96-mile-an-hour heat. And then he drops that thing in there. And Luis was able to lay off it.
1-1 pitch. Line to left field, sinking in a hurry, and it's down for a base hit in front of Gillespie.
Pretty nice job of hitting right
Sure
there
was.
by Luis. Got the young kid up there. Rips a mid-90s fastball in the left field for base hit after laying off the changeup that most guys would have swung at. That's a pretty nice job of hitting by Luis. Came into the game hitting .304. He's 1 for 4 tonight.
So Sardinas with a go-ahead run at first and 1 out. Rougned Odor, who is 0 for 3, steps to the plate. Odor is flied out, popped out, and grounded out. Rangers a couple of options with Odor up there, and Sardinas with good speed at first. Rodney's pitch, a tapper that Rodney Fields fires to first and gets Odor into second. And in scoring position now, Luis Sardinas. He's there with 2 outs for Leonys Martin.
Got a man in scoring position. Oh.
Pretty good reaction by Fernando Rodney.
Yeah.
Bouncing off that mound. No, Sardinas now at second. Leonys Martin 1 for 3 tonight. Walk and a single. Last time up, he fouled out on a bunt tip.
If you're the hitter, when Rodney gets ready to throw the ball, to let go of the ball, you look out at him, looks like he's looking at first base. The way he wears that hat,
yeah,
that'd throw you off. If you know where it's going.
A high fastball fouled back by Martin. Yeah, I heard an explanation one time, and I don't know if somebody was kidding or not, but he said the reason that Rodney wears his hat like that is so when he works from the stretch, a guy at first will think he's looking at him.
Hey, it makes sense. Look, it works.
Yeah.
It does look like he's looking toward first.
0-1 pitch. A chopper foul, so Leonis Martin not wasting any time. He's going up there and hacking at the first couple of things that he saw that he thought he could hit.
Well, that was one he could have hit. That was a high changeup, belt high. Waited on it pretty well. Didn't make solid contact with it. And that was a pretty good pitch to hit.
Well, Martin obviously has fared pretty well against Fernando Rodney. 2 for 2 in his career prior to tonight. He's got Luis Sardinas at second, carrying the go-ahead run. And a ground ball by Seager into left field. Sardinas around third. The throw is not in time. And down to second goes Leonis Martin. The Rangers take a 4-3 lead as Martin is now 3 for 3 against Fernando Rodney.
Well, that's pretty good at bat. You're down in the count. You don't know whether you're getting a changeup or a fastball. You're just trying to make some contact. He gets the fastball away. He does a great job. Rodney's trying to throw that ball a little higher and out of the strike zone, and he slaps it right by Seager. And with 2 out, Sardinas is running all the way, gets a good jump. He scores easily. And the kid started the rally with that base hit to left field and ended up scoring the go-ahead run.
Boy, to get that ball by Seager, you know it had to be hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
Going the other way. And Seager, we've seen him play some pretty good third base, but couldn't react quite quickly enough. And Leonis Martin with his 19th RBI of the year and his second game as the leadoff hitter this year. And he has come through for the Rangers big time here in the 9th inning. Elvis Andrus 1 for 4 tonight. He will try and pick Martin up. He's going to third. The throw is way late. And Leonis Martin with his second stolen base tonight, 15th of the year.
Well, it takes away, it gives the Rangers a possibility if he bounces that changeup in there. Although the way Buck has blocked the ball tonight, it's pretty hard to throw one by him.
You aren't kidding. Pitch to Elvis, a knee-high strike, and it's 2-1. And Elvis saying something to Alfonso Marquez. Alfonso's been popular tonight. He's had a lot of folks wanting to talk to him.
Everyone wants to talk to him tonight. People in New York have wanted to talk to him a few times. He's wanted to talk to them.
2-1 pitch now. Hit hard but pulled foul. That changeup stayed up just enough for Elvis to get pretty good wood on it, but out in front. And now Joakim Soria getting ready in earnest because he will be asked to come in to pitch the bottom of the 9th. Rodney with a 2-2 pitch. Elvis
fighting it off.
Really fighting that off. Checking to make sure that bat's still in one piece. And Ron Washington, 2 consecutive nights now, has seen his ball club rally in the 9th inning to give that man, Joakim Soria, an opportunity to get a save. We looked at the bottom of the order coming up.
Fought that
the
one
bottom
off.
of the 9th. Still 2-2. And Rodney not ready to throw his 21st pitch in his second consecutive appearance against the Rangers. Little dribbler down the first base side, and that is going to stay foul
Elvis wasn't taking any chances.
No.
Saw that one come back. Who was that hit that one the other night?
Martin.
Was it Martin?
Yeah, I think Leonis hit that. Or no, Chirinos. Chirinos hit that.
That's right. Looked like it was going to go foul, but it had so much spin on it. Or, well, it was foul.
Yeah.
Spun back into fair territory. I said, that's not going to happen to me.
Well, Elvis back in there. Taps the two corners of the plate. He's ready to work. Another 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Rodney gets the strikeout to end the inning, but not before the Rangers on the RBI single by Leonis Martin take the lead. 4-3 the score. It's closer time for Joakim Soria. Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. By AT&T Ubers TV. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. And by your Texas Ford dealer. Take the EcoBoost Challenge to see why Ford is the best in Texas. The bottom of the ninth inning, Rangers on top 4-3 tonight. And Joakim Soria on to try and close it out again here this evening.
Well, impeccable numbers. I love the 33 strikeouts and 3 walks.
Bloomquist, the first hitter for the Mariners, takes high for ball one. Daniel Robertson in left field now, just as he was last night, to take over for Shin-Soo Choo defensively. Bloomquist 2 for 3 in this game, and a rip and a foul tip into the glove of Robinson Chirinos. It's 1-1. Bloomquist, as you saw, hitting at .268 for the year. Good fastball to the outside corner by Soria. 1-2.
Well, last year when he was coming back after the arm surgery, he was throwing the ball well, but he didn't have the same command that he's got right now. He's back to that pinpoint command that he had when he was an all-star closer with Kansas City.
It's high, and it's 2-2. Well, Bloomquist not normally asked to face Joakim Soria, just 0 for 1 in his career. Soria with 16 consecutive saves against the Seattle Mariner ball club, and 8 consecutive in this ballpark. Got him swinging. Oh, down and away, had a little cutting action to it. And Soria strikes out Bloomquist. And that's how the bottom of the ninth begins.
Well, the Ranger pitchers have now struck out 5 straight batters. Neal struck out the last 4 batters that he faced. And Joakim makes a perfect pitch to Bloomquist, down and away. And the pitch before it, up and out of the strike zone, and then came back and made the pitch he wanted to make.
So 1 out. James Jones, the center fielder, takes a strike at the knees. Jones was the first hitter that Soria faced last night. And last night, Jones went down swinging. 0-1 pitch. Up the middle, swiped that, and caught by Soria. Wow.
Yeah.
That is some kind of reaction by Joakim Soria.
He made that look easy. That was a rope. That wasn't one of those soft line drives, just putting the ball in play. That went back a little harder than Joakim sent it in toward the hitter. No problem.
Look at that.
Just like the catcher threw it back to him.
That's one where you kind of surprise yourself. How did I do that? I'm not really sure. Well, Andy Chavez off the bench becomes the last hope for the Mariners. Chavez pinch hitting for Cole Gillespie. Oh, 0-1 the count. Soria works to him, and Chavez a swing and a miss. It is 0-2. Andy Chavez, 195 average. Soria, 0-2 pitch. Slapped out of play on the left side.
Got him to chase that high fastball.
We talked about this in the pregame. If you're with us, 16 career saves against Seattle. 20 games at 0.86 ERA, and here he is again. 2 outs, bases empty in the ninth, and Chavez a little looper out behind second. There is Odor, and that is a winner again. Joakim Soria, another save, his 17th consecutive against the Seattle Mariners. The Rangers have gotten back to 500 for the first time since the first week of June. They are now back at 34-34. They have caught the Mariners for third place in the American League West. And a very happy Ranger unit has now won 3 consecutive ball games. And they've started this important road trip by winning the first 2 against Seattle. And, both of them 1-run games. That has been a specialty of the Ron Washington 2014 Texas Ranger Ball Club. They have been outstanding in 1-run affairs. Another one here tonight.
Well, Joakim just comes in and does what he does. Throws quality strikes, features his fastball, but uses all his other pitches, and usually uses a minimum amount of pitches to get the job done. His 15th save in 16 opportunities. Helped himself out with that beautiful catch of a line drive. 3 up, 3 down.
And Ron Washington and Tim Bogart and everybody on that Ranger bench. Congratulatory handshakes and hugs. And let's head down to the field where John Radigan is standing by. John?
Yeah, standing by with Joakim Soria, and that was another exciting finish to a game. It's pretty fun to win games like this, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're playing very good. The pitcher is been phenomenal, and we got the win today.
Yeah, you've had to warm up kind of quick in both instances when your team scores in the top of the 9th inning.
Well, yeah, I kind of know what I have to do to get ready, so I was ready. I was ready for it, and as soon as they got the run, I was ready for the game.
Anybody who thinks you don't have quick reflexes can think again after that play in the 9th inning.
Well, yeah, it's just instinct. I mean, you just react to the ball, and you just got it.
It's really nice when you start a West Coast road trip. It's all against teams in the division, all teams that were ahead of you, although you've caught Seattle now. But nice to start a road trip like this, isn't it, Joakim?
Of course. I mean, we got these 2 wins first. It's really good. It's going to start road trip, and I hopefully stay like that in that road.
Great stuff, Joakim. We appreciate it very much. There they go, Joakim Soria and Jason Fraser. Guys, back up to you.
All right, John, thank you. Well, a very happy group of Rangers down there, and understandably so. They have won 2 straight now to start this road trip off, the 4-3 final tonight. We'll be back to Safeco to wrap things up right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.